Woo.
All right. I don't even know what kind of introduction to make after that comment.
Oh, I could make the introduction.
Go ahead, Cerberus.
Okay, so we're here today to debate what is truth.
Discuss.
Yeah, well, we can do discuss. I am taking the affirmative. Jargon is taking the negative. And my affirmed position is that truth is what is the case, the fact of the matter, or what matches reality. Okay, Jargon, come at me, bro.
Yeah, I would agree with that. The truth is what is. That's the reality.
All right, we're done. Thanks for tuning in, guys. No,
okay, I win.
I'm muting.
No, but you never said anything what truth is.
Well, that's what truth is, specifically.
No, but reality, you got to tell me what the reality is, though.
Oh, no, that would be identifying something that is true, not what truth is.
Right.
Those are two different things.
Right, but that's a pointless discussion. You gotta make affirmative a position. You didn't make affirmative position yet.
Yeah, I did. I just said affirmatively what truth is. Right, and you're taking the negation or the nay.
No, I'm the negation of your truth.
Yeah, I just said what truth was.
No, you didn't. You just said reality, truth, but reality. You didn't define truth or reality. You didn't say what truth or reality is.
Yeah, but we're not here to debate what reality is.
Oh, so you're just here for playing games, then.
Well, I mean, I'm having the debate that's in the title of that we talked about.
Yeah, but you didn't say what truth is.
I just did. I gave you the description of exactly what truth is.
No, that's describing without saying what it is.
How can I describe something without
you
saying?
You gotta say. You said it's reality. What's reality?
Well, that's a different question.
No, it's not a different question. The same thing. Same question. What is okay? Tell me what truth is. Tell me what's true.
Okay, truth. No, it's not what is true. It's what truth is.
Yeah, tell me what the truth is.
Okay, truth is the fact of the matter that which matches reality.
That doesn't tell me anything.
Well, that's a definition.
You gotta tell me what the truth is.
I just did.
No, you didn't.
I don't know what you.
So you said it's reality. You got to tell me what reality is in.
Oh, reality is what is true.
Right. See, that's not telling me anything.
I can't help you if you don't.
Well,
understand definitions.
No, you have to be able to say what is true.
I just did. I gave you the definition.
You just said truth is reality and reality is truth. That's circular. That's not even.
No, they equal each other. It's not circular. It's just a single equal sign between.
Yeah, they equal each other, and you're going back and forth between them, and you're not actually saying anything. You have to say something. You know.
I mean, do you understand what reality is?
Well, that's you didn't describe it to me.
Well, I mean, I'm okay for the debate of what truth is with whatever reality you want to say is real.
No. This is your affirmative position.
Well, I gave you my affirmative position.
No, you didn't. You just said truth is reality, reality is truth. That's not a position. That's just a definition, a description of what you're going to say.
What do you think a description is? It's a definition.
No, you didn't say what is true.
Yeah, I did. I gave you the description or definition of what truth is.
So what is truth?
That which is the case or what matches reality.
Which is?
But we're not here to discuss what is reality.
No, that's what we're here for.
No, we're here to discuss what truth is.
You're taking an affirmative position on what is true.
No. What is true? What is truth?
Right. What's the truth? Yeah. You're taking an affirmative position saying such and such is truth.
No, I'm taking the affirmative position.
No, so you don't have a position.
Truth is such and such.
You're just the same thing as an atheist, which has nothing to say about what is.
Well,
atheism has.
Look, if you don't like the bounds of the debate we agreed on, that's fine. We can declare victory for me and move on to another debate.
No, you didn't. You didn't tell me what is true. You just said truth is reality. That doesn't tell me what is true.
But here's the thing: in the debate, it's not
so
my
you
job.
Lose. That means you lose because you don't have a truth.
In the debate, it's not my job to tell you or explain to you what the position is. I'm explaining to the audience what truth is. You don't have to like it.
No,
In fact, your whole entire position is to say I'm wrong.
Right, because you didn't say anything. That's why you're wrong.
Oh, well, okay. I guess we'll leave it up to the audience. Did I or did I not describe what truth was?
No, you didn't say anything that is true. And that's the problem. That's the problem with atheism. Atheism has nothing to say about what is.
But I'm not an atheist.
It doesn't matter.
You're not even talking about anything.
It doesn't matter. You have no affirmative position.
I just gave you one.
No, you don't.
I can't. I just
you
said
just claimed you claim to have an affirmative position, and you don't actually have an affirmative position.
I gave a position that I am affirming. That's what affirming something is.
Which is what?
What truth was? I affirmed what truth was.
You said nothing. You said nothing.
I said plenty of things.
You made the claim that it's true, and you said nothing.
I made the claim that what truth was. Right, we're not here to talk about what is true. So, like, we're not here to debate whether one reality is true or another reality true, or if there is a God or isn't a God, or if you can know things or not. We're here to talk about what truth is.
Which is,
well, I'm affirming the case that truth is what is the case, or what is the matter of fact, what is the case, or what matches reality.
Which is.
Do you know what any of those words mean?
Yeah, well, give me an example of what is true.
But we're not here to debate if something is true.
You don't have any truth. You don't have any truth to give. That's the whole point. That's the whole problem with you skeptics and atheists. You don't ever take a position.
I'm a skeptic or an atheist?
You never take a position. You never have a point to make. All you do all day long is attack our position.
Look, Jargon, I'm not a skeptic or an atheist.
You're
so I don't know who you're talking to right now.
You're what? We didn't do you skipped the introductions. We didn't do the introduction. What are you?
I don't know why that matters. I would say I'm a type of agnostic.
Oh, so you don't know?
I mean, it's not the pronoun version of agnostic. It's the proper noun version of agnostic. But it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant.
You don't know what to tell me though.
You don't know what to tell you. I don't know what you mean.
Do you have anything to tell me?
Well, it's not my job to tell you things. I'm just affirming a position. Right? I did that in my intro.
Which is what? What position are you affirming?
I'm affirming that truth is what is the case or what matches reality.
Which is
what
matches reality? What is
truth would be what matches reality.
Yeah, you don't have any. You don't have anything. Like I said, you don't have anything. I never believed that you ever did have anything. So I was waiting to see if you had anything to say.
I was just wondering if
you just confirmed my suspicion that you have nothing to say, nothing to tell me.
Okay,
you're free. You have absolutely no positive position. You have no positive position.
I just made a positive position.
Can I just say something here real quick? Jungle Jargon, you got to be a little bit more charitable. You asked him what his position is when it comes to what truth is, and he's basically telling you truth is what comports to reality. So
he didn't tell me anything that's true. He didn't tell me what truth is.
Truth is what comports to reality. That's his position on what truth is.
Which is what?
Truth.
It's not an argument. It's not an argument to say.
Yeah, it's not an argument.
A word is a word. A word is a word. So what's the word? It's a word. You're not. It's no point. It's no position at all. You don't have a position.
Descriptions.
No, you don't have a position. Which is my pet peeve against you guys. You have no positive position. No valid positive position.
I was just gonna say Jay and I are the only ones in here that aren't a part of the debate. But if you see some part where you think something could be more fruitful, where maybe there's a hang up, Jay, interfere like he just did, for sure. I don't see.
He has nothing to tell me. He has nothing to tell me. He has no truth to tell me.
Look, you haven't even presented your position or anything against my position yet.
No, I don't have a position. You said you had a position.
Look, your position is
you have no position. You have no position.
You agreed to the yay and the nay position at the beginning in the introduction.
Yeah,
he took the position of yes.
That's just the word. That's just the word. It's not a position.
My position is truth.
Wow.
Whatever. Yeah, this is what truth is.
What?
Like, what do you mean?
Tell me what truth is.
I just did.
You can't just make the claim and say it's true. You got to present your position.
Well, we're not to arguments yet.
But you don't have a position to present.
I just presented a position.
That's the problem. You don't have a valid position to present.
Well, you're free to think it's not valid, but that comes in the argumentative phase.
Well, hold on. Why do you think that why do you think he's not telling you anything when he says that basically his position on truth is that truth comports with reality? So reality is being presupposed as being something that we all observe. So what do you think is wrong with the position that he's taking where he's not telling you anything?
Because obviously we don't all observe the same thing. Somebody's seeing things that don't exist.
Yeah, I'm just not sure that I would agree with that. I think we all are observing the same thing, but we interpret it differently.
Well, exactly. It's what you believe that you're seeing.
And whichever belief matches the case or the fact of the matter or reality is what is true, right?
Which
That's
is
my
to
position.
be determined, which is to be determined, which is
but
what you're supposed to be presenting right now.
No.
You're supposed to be
We're not here to
presenting the point
determine.
right now.
We're not here to determine what proposition is true. We're here to determine what truth is.
You're playing with words. You're playing with words. You are not saying what truth is. You are not saying what truth is.
Do you not understand the difference between those two things?
You are not saying what truth is.
You said that already. Now answer my question. Do you not understand the difference?
You did not say what is truth.
You said that again. Yeah.
To use a synonym of truth is not telling me what is true.
That's very nice. So you said that a bunch.
Yes, it's very nice, and you already lost the debate.
You're free to believe that. Now, do you know the difference between those two things?
You cannot use a synonym to describe your position and say that it's true. Because
I'm going to lay this out again for you.
What is truth? Right? You got to tell me what is true.
Real cool.
And you have no position. You have no positive position to present.
That's super awesome.
You're making a claim that is true.
Jargon,
but you have no truth to present. But you have no truth.
Calm down. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath.
Oh, you don't have anything. You're just wasting my time.
Well, you're free to believe that. But what I'm going to do is lay this out for you. There is figuring out what propositions are true and figuring out what truth is. Do you understand that those are different things?
No, just tell me what's truth. What's true?
Was that a no?
Tell me truth. Tell me what is true, and that's good.
Do you?
Are
you saying you don't understand the difference?
Tell me you're just making the claim that is true. You're making a claim that is true, but you have no truth to present. Do you understand that?
Okay, but yeah, Jargon, you're trying to do something else here. I'm trying to understand what you don't understand about this, right? Right. So do you understand the difference in those two cases I just presented you?
I understand that you have no truth to tell me. That's what I understand. You're claiming it's true. You're saying it's real, but you have nothing real to present.
But you're trying to get.
You don't have anything real to present.
Jargon.
Nothing.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Jay.
Okay. I think this is flying over your head, Jungle Jargon. You're here to talk about.
It doesn't matter, Jay. It doesn't matter. He did not tell me anything that was true.
But you're not here to determine what he is telling you is true. You're having a conversation about what is truth. And he gave you
so tell me what is true. Tell me what truth is. Tell me what is truth.
He just said what truth is. It's what
he did. Nobody said what is true. He made no position. He made the claim that is true. He did not tell me what is true.
Well, would you take the dictionary definition as the definition of what truth is?
Yeah, I would probably.
I need you to tell me what is truth. What is truth? The question that Pilate asked Jesus: what is truth?
The quality or state of being true, that which is true or in accordance with fact of reality.
No.
Or belief that is accepted as true.
No.
Okay, I'll take the dictionary definition as my affirmative position.
No, that is not what is true. That's describing what you're supposed to be saying, but you're not saying anything.
Jargon, you are exactly as I remember you.
Supposed to be saying it's what you're supposed to be saying. It's not what you are saying. You aren't saying anything.
I don't even know how that matches what we're supposed to be debating.
Well, I knew you didn't have any truth to present to begin with.
Okay, but we're not here to determine what propositions are true, Jargon. We're here to determine what truth is.
Right. Maybe I can
Which
sort of
is what? Which is what?
Maybe I can sort of simplify this, right?
What is true? Tell me what is true. Tell me, give me a positive position. You have no positive position.
Okay,
let me just give you maybe where I think Cerberus is coming from. Yeah, the Greek still screws with me, Cerberus. When we're saying what is truth, we're asking about this property of this thing we call truth, or what properties could be identified with it, that sort of a thing.
Give me a definition. It doesn't tell me what's true.
I think we would all agree with that.
So then it's a total waste of time.
But
because he has knew he had no positive position.
But we're not asking about which propositions are true. We're asking sort of like what is truth? Like, what are the properties? How would you identify
you could have looked in the dictionary. You could have looked in the dictionary if you wanted a definition.
Okay.
I want not only the definition, but what is true.
Okay, so you concede to my position then. You affirm the dictionary.
Because you didn't tell me anything that's true.
I just affirmed the dictionary definition.
No, you're using synonyms. You didn't say anything that is true. You didn't affirm anything.
Well, I just affirmed the dictionary definition as truth. But now you have the nay position. So come at me.
No, you did not affirm anything true.
I just did it. I just affirmed it.
No, that doesn't tell me anything.
I affirmed the dictionary definition that Jay read.
Does not tell me what is true.
Okay, how about this?
It doesn't matter because you don't have anything to tell me.
Jargon, how about this? This might help you understand what's going on.
It doesn't. It's not what I'm understanding. It's not a fault with me understanding.
Jargon,
you have nothing to say. You have.
Wait, hold on. Let Cerberus finish, and then you go ahead and respond, Jungle. I don't want that. That's the thing I don't want.
If he has nothing to tell me, he has nothing to tell me. Okay. And he has nothing to tell me.
Then you shouldn't have any problem with listening him tell you these things if they are nothing. If they are nothing,
not telling me anything. He's got nothing to tell me.
Go ahead, Cerberus.
Okay, so if it helps Dr. Jargon, I'll word it this way. I affirm that it is true that truth is the state of the matter or what matches reality.
Circular. That's circular. And it doesn't tell me.
No, it's not.
It doesn't tell me anything. That is no position. You have no position. I just
told you the definition of what truth was.
You were going to take the affirmative position and you have no position. You have no position.
I mean, is that your argument that I have no position? Because I don't think that's actually grounded in anything.
Because you don't know what's true. You don't know what's true.
Okay. Oh, you want to have a different debate then?
No, it's the same thing as what is truth. You don't know what's true.
I mean, okay, I guess. Is that your argument is
you don't know what truth is because you don't know what truth is. All you can do is define it with a synonym, which doesn't tell me anything.
You understand how definitions work?
Right. So you can't tell me anything. You have no positive position of your own.
Well, I just told you a bunch of stuff.
No, you're using synonyms and that doesn't tell me anything.
I mean, I'm telling you something right now. Right? Watch you respond to it because you understand what I'm saying.
You're telling me something right now. Something is not anything. You didn't.
You understood it. I told you something.
You didn't tell me anything. It's a positive position.
I gave you a positive position. In fact, I gave you two
positive position.
I gave you two positive.
Saying that you're going to tell me something and you don't tell me anything. It's not a positive position.
I mean, okay, don't confuse not understanding it with me not saying anything.
No, you're not understanding what I'm saying when you're not saying anything. You don't understand what saying something is. Saying something is having a positive position, which you don't have.
Cerberus, I think he's trying to tell you you're just filling him up. You're just giving him a load of gas.
Well, I mean, I kind of understand.
That's the whole point. It's futile talking to you people when you have no position of your own. All you do is want to attack our position, and you have no position of your own to defend.
I'm defending a position. That's why I'm taking the affirmative.
That's not a position. It's a claim. You're claiming to have truth, and you have none.
Jargon.
You have no truth.
Wait, Jargon. What's the difference between a claim and a position?
You have no truth to defend. What's your truth? Tell me what your truth is.
Tell me what the difference is.
Tell me what your truth is. What is your truth?
Jargon. Tell me the difference between a position and a claim. Yeah, you got nothing, do you?
Your position is that you have nothing, and your claim is that you're just claiming that you have a position which you have nothing. You have none. Don't you understand that you aren't saying you have nothing valid to tell me? Don't you understand that you're not saying anything?
I think this concludes the first debate. Jargon seems to be unable to grasp the context or
you don't know what
any of the topic.
You don't know what truth is to tell me anything. You can't tell me what truth is.
Sure, you can say that, but you're not making an argument. You haven't even presented your position.
No, using synonyms for truth isn't telling me what's true.
Oh, is that your argument?
I have no truth to tell me. Your argument, you're taking a positive position that you have truth to tell me, and you have no truth to tell me.
Well, I just told you a truth.
No, that's a synonym.
I just told you that the description of truth that I gave you is true.
Tell me anything. The synonym doesn't tell me anything. It's just
we're throwing words out there. It's throwing words out there. You're not telling me what truth is. Tell me what truth is. Tell me what is true. Jungle Jargon, could you, because I think Cerberus made a good point, right?
No, I don't think he made a good point at all.
No, he's saying maybe
he's just throwing words out there and using synonyms. He's not telling me what's true.
He said maybe we're not understanding, or I'm not understanding what you're getting at, and we're talking past one another. Essentially,
I want him to present truth to me.
No, I want to ask you this. So what is your what's your beef? What's the position that you're finding a problem with?
Truth, I'll present truth. I'll tell you what's true.
I think if we want to keep on going. Right. So when I present truth, Jargon doesn't seem to understand it. And
no, you don't have any truth to present.
He wants to say it's not true. How about instead, Jargon gets to pick a new debate, and then he can take the affirmative position.
It's not. It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Just for clarification, because Jungle Jargon keeps saying, if I'm going to say something that's true, I'm going to say something that's true.
Okay, so we've established already that Cerberus, whatever his name is, doesn't have any truth to tell me. We've established that.
No, you said it a lot.
Yeah, we haven't
establishing anything.
You did not have any truth to tell me. You
were free to say that over and over again, but that's not doing anything, Jargon.
All you're doing is using synonyms, and you're not telling me any truth.
Look, here's the thing. One way understood what I was saying. Jay understands what I'm saying. You're the only one not understanding what I'm saying.
Let me put this maybe in a Jungle Jargon.
What is true? You're just using synonyms. You're not telling me what's true.
Jungle Jargon. I don't think that his worldview has truth either, but I'm the moderator here. Okay. But I'm still not understanding what's the problem with what he has presented? Could you explain that to us?
He didn't tell me anything. He didn't tell me anything.
No, he said a lot.
He's saying truth is reality. What's reality? He didn't tell me anything.
Okay. So then you find the problem further somewhere down the line, or because he did say that he thinks the truth is what corresponds to reality.
Right? He's got to tell me what's absolute. He's got to tell me what's true. And he doesn't have any truth to tell me.
Okay. So try to explain the problem to what you're saying is problematic to him then, or to the audience. I think that would be beneficial for us.
I just did. He's saying using a synonym to say truth is reality, and that doesn't tell me anything about what's true.
Which should talking about what propositions are true, Jay.
It should be understood that it's not a truth to say truth is reality. What kind of truth is that? It doesn't tell you what's true.
See, the thing is, I understand what he's saying.
If you're going to tell me what truth is, you got to tell me what the truth is.
He wants to debate. He wants to debate about which propositions are true.
That's
not what this debate is.
It's not a proposition. It's what is true.
Yeah, what thing is true? That's a proposition.
That's what the debate is. What the
debate is. No, the debate is what is truth.
Right.
Not what is true. What is truth?
So he's got to tell me what truth is.
I did.
No, that's not.
Truth, okay, okay, listen very carefully. Truth
No.
is
No.
is the matter of fact or what matches reality.
No, truth is Jesus, by the way. Truth is Jesus, and you're not telling what Jesus is.
No, you're using truth with a different definition.
No.
Right. You're saying Jesus is truth, but what you're really saying is it's true that Christ exists.
No, that's not truth either.
Okay.
That's not what the truth. The truth is not only that Jesus existed. Jesus existed doesn't tell you anything. What's that going to tell you? That
you said not only, so it includes that proposition.
It doesn't tell you what truth is to say that Jesus existed. Yes, he existed, so it doesn't tell you any truth.
Okay, wait. Jargon, would you say that Christ existing is what matches reality?
See, that's how you're not understanding what truth is.
Okay, awesome. Jargon, would you say it is the matter of fact?
Because every physical thing is a temporal truth, which is not an actual, ultimate, absolute truth.
Okay, super. Now answer my question, Jargon. Would you
say what absolute truth?
Would you say, Jargon,
not just a physical temporary, not a physical temporary truth? Jesus existed. That's a temporary truth.
Okay, cool. Now, Jesus existing, would that be the matter of fact? Would that?
Right, but
would that be reality?
The definition of truth.
Okay, but would that be reality?
Well, if it's temporal, it's not absolute, is it?
I'm not talking about absolute. I'm talking about reality.
Well, I'm talking about absolute. If you're talking about truth, it's absolute. You're talking about what?
Okay, super awesome. Now, is it the case that in reality Jesus existed?
I'm talking about absolute. We already said it's temporary. It's not absolute.
Oh, is that a yes or a no?
No, it's not absolute.
Is he saying?
I'm not asking about what is absolute. I'm asking
the definition, but I just wanted to see if you had any truth.
I'm asking a yes or no question about. I wanted
to see if you had any truth to tell me. Obviously, you have no truth to tell me, but what it is we're trying to get at is what is absolute truth.
Okay, that's very cool, Jargon. So
no, it's not cool. It's
not cool.
What we have to get, that we have to determine what is absolutely true, not temporarily true. Not for the time.
Well, that's not what this debate is, Jargon.
Physical truth.
Right.
We're talking about eternal.
Jargon. We can have that debate after this debate if you want.
Eternal absolute truth, because everything else is temporal. Tell me what absolute truth is.
That's a different debate, Jargon.
No, see, you don't know.
No, I mean, I'm assuming you're going to say absolute truth is something different from truth.
Know what truth is.
You're free to say that.
See,
wait, real
That's
quick.
We have to say what truth is. That's you're talking about absolute truth.
Wait, why are you asking? You're telling him he can't tell you anything that's true, but now you're asking him what absolute truth is.
Temporal, Jay. It's a temporal truth. It's not absolute.
No, I'm asking you, why are you asserting that he doesn't know what truth is? But now
fabrication. It's not absolute truth.
Wow. Never mind.
Look, Jay. He has a script, and he doesn't understand anything else. Okay.
No, you just don't want to get into absolute truth. What absolute truth is?
No. I'm fine with getting into it, but it's a different debate.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is, because we're talking about truth. You're talking about a singular word.
Affirmative position to tell me what truth is, and you told me nothing.
We're here debating a singular word.
No, you told me nothing. Right. You have nothing to tell me. You don't have anything to tell me. You can blabber all you want. You have nothing to tell me.
Is this to remind anyone of a kid just plugging their ears?
No, I'm talking about absolute.
I know that you wouldn't think that, but I'm asking other people.
Absolute truth to tell me.
Okay, the adults in the room, is this like the equivalent of plugging one's ears and saying la 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 la?
Oh, why don't you tell me what absolute truth is? You can shut me up.
Why would I do that? That's not this
what absolute truth is, and you can shut me up.
I'm here to discuss truth.
Guys, hold on.
You're not here to discuss truth. You're here to just blabber on.
Let Jay talk, Jargon.
I just wanted to say, I still don't get. You've been asserting for like the longest time.
You're talking about everything that is except what is true.
I know, but you've been asserting that he doesn't know. He can't tell you anything that's true. And then you're now turning around and asking him what is absolutely true. You guys haven't even got
absolute truth. It's not absolute truth.
Position isn't even consistent
because it's not absolute. No matter what you tell me, it's not absolute.
That's awesome. You're free to believe that.
Okay, do you want to ask me? Do you want to ask me what absolute truth is?
No, that's not what this debate is.
Okay, so you lose. You don't have any absolute
How
truth.
can I lose? How can I lose a debate I'm not a part of?
You don't have an absolute truth to tell me.
Okay, so let's get back to the actual debate. How about that?
You have no absolute truth to tell me.
You already said that. Right. So I'm talking about what truth is.
So you don't even have anything to tell me. Which
so
is
you don't have a.
What I knew to begin with. I knew to begin with you had nothing to tell me.
So do you not have an argument against my affirmation?
What's that going to tell me? What's that tell me? What's that prove to me? Doesn't prove
that's not what the debate is, right? Do you have an argument?
It's not about a definition that truth is reality. That's not what the debate is.
Do you have an argument about my position?
That's actually not what truth is reality.
You don't have a position of truth.
Look. Okay,
you're saying,
here it is.
You're saying truth is reality.
I'm going
to truth. That's not a position.
I'm going to say it's fair.
That's not a position.
I give Jungle Jargon one more try to present an argument.
It's not a position. You don't have a position.
And if he can't do it, then let's just say I win, and then we can
move on
to what he wants to do.
You don't have a position.
Real quick, Jungle Jargon. You have. I don't know why you're kind of stepping on your own crank here a little bit.
No,
you don't have any reason to ram your.
Tell me, you have nothing absolute to tell me.
I'm just trying to kind of throw in a little advice here, but it seems like you're trying to ram your assertion down Cerberus's throat.
It's not an assertion. I didn't assert anything. He's the one that's
you made a bunch of assertions.
He didn't assert anything. All he did was use synonyms and say truth is reality, reality is truth. That's circular.
And you're asserting, you're asserting that he's wrong, that he can't tell you anything that's true. So that's an assertion on your part.
No, anything that's absolute truth. He didn't tell me anything that was.
But now you're talking about a different subject.
This might be a
subject. It's what the discussion is. And you should have known. You should have known before you even came into this discussion that you should have known that you had better know what truth is.
Yeah, I just gave you my affirmation of what truth is.
That's not what truth is. That's a synonym. It's not what truth is.
Yeah, but just saying it's not what it is not an argument.
No, it's a synonym.
Okay. All you did was hold on real quick, guys.
No, you're wrong.
All you did was give me a synonym.
Hold on real quick. Real quick. So
I'm craving cinnamon right now. I hear synonym.
So just real quick, the title is "What is Truth?"
Exactly.
And then we have. I think what's going on. I think you might be talking past one another because
he's using a symbol.
No, hold on. Hear me out. And then I'm going to ask you some questions about this for both of you guys to maybe this will help clarify things. As far as I know, in very old philosophical works, the word is predication has 6 different senses. Sometimes it's essential attributes. Sometimes it's accidental attributes. So I think what Jungle Jargon is doing is he's taking one sense of the predication, Cerberus, in the sense of, essential truths. Or you could put it in this way, absolute truths.
Absolute truth.
But you, I think rightly are pointing out, there's this other sense where it's essential or I'm sorry, non-essential or accidental.
He still didn't tell me anything. He didn't even tell me what is, all he's saying is truth is reality.
Let him finish.
But does that help maybe clarify where maybe you guys are talking past one another a little bit?
He didn't even say anything like you could say like a tree grows. The tree grows because of the pre-existing written instructions that it was given to grow with. He didn't even say anything substantial.
Okay, so what I'm going to point out is Jargon is trying to talk about absolute truth, and he also mentioned temporal truths, like these different senses of truth, right? But in order to understand those senses of truth, you need to know what truth is to start with, right? Because you're modifying the basic definition.
Give me anything that's true. All you did.
Wait, I'm not done yet, Jargon.
All you did.
So if you want to say absolute truth, you're modifying. The word truth. But if you don't know what the word truth is, you can't see what absolute truth is.
It's not a modification.
I'm just explaining how English works, Jargon. You can disagree with it all you want.
No, all
That
you
just
said
makes
was
you look
truth
dumb.
is synonym. You said truth is
Yeah,
reality.
but that's
reality
not.
is
I'm not
truth.
even talking about
Okay,
that right now,
doesn't
Jargon.
tell me anything. It
Jargon,
doesn't.
you're not even talking about what I'm trying to explain right now. Just calm
It
down.
doesn't tell me anything. You didn't tell me anything.
So
Mac,
until we can determine what truth is,
You
we
didn't
can't
tell me anything.
actually argue about what absolute truth would be because we would have no grounds to go off of.
Could I
Sure, you have
interject
ground
real
to go
quick?
off of. You have plenty of ground to go off with absolute truth. You just don't know how to get there.
We can't get there until we figure out what truth is to start with.
Okay, can I interject here real quick? Because I keep hearing Jungle Jargon say reality. Basically, he's saying that you're using reality as a synonym for truth. But the thing is that the definition is truth is that which comports or best comports to reality. So it's
Which
not
is
being
what?
used as a
Which is
synonym.
what, Jay? Which is what? You're
Synonym.
not telling me that. You're not making a positive assertion. It's not a positive statement.
That is a positive statement.
It's not a positive statement. It
Yeah,
doesn't.
he's saying very specifically that this thing is
It's
this.
a definition. It's a definition. It's
That's-
not a positive statement.
Definitions are positive statements.
No, you gotta
Yes.
give me. You gotta give me
Yeah, they're not negative statements.
definition.
Do you think
That's
they're negative
That's
statements?
not what truth is. That's not what truth is. You're not telling me what truth is.
Jargon. All definitions are positive statements.
No,
all definitions until saying what the word means.
You're not telling me what truth is.
You keep on saying that, but it makes no sense.
No, what you're saying makes no sense.
I mean, you're wrong.
No, I'm not wrong.
Yeah, you are.
You did not make a positive assertion.
Every definition
me
is
a
a positive
definition.
assertion.
You gave me a definition that's not a positive assertion.
Every definition is a positive assertion.
No, it's a definition. It's not a positive
Yeah. All definitions are positive assertions.
Which doesn't tell you anything. You're not telling me.
Wait, what do you mean? It's telling you a lie. Don't
No,
confuse you not understanding it.
It's not. You didn't tell me anything.
Don't confuse you not understanding it with nothing being said.
Nothing. You have nothing to tell me.
I got nothing.
You have nothing to tell me. We already have the definition.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm not the crazy one, right? Does the other adults in the room agree that definitions are making positive assertions? They're saying what the word means.
Definition.
In my worst De Niro impersonation from The Untouchables, you got nothing. Nothing.
Well, the thing that I would point out is that there are apophatic definitions, right? Describing something or defining something based on what they are not. So there are some, but there are very few.
It's not telling you anything
But
else.
the implication in those is still that they're telling you what something is.
But it's not telling you what is true. It's not even telling you what is true. It's just a definition that somebody made up.
That's what definitions do. They tell you what something is.
It's just words that somebody made up. It's not telling you anything.
Oh wait, now you have a problem with words?
When they don't describe anything.
What do you think a definition does?
So what did it describe? Tell me what it described.
Okay, I'll answer that after you answer mine. What do you think a definition does?
You don't have anything for it to describe.
That's very nice, Jargon.
You don't have anything to describe as true.
Tell me what a definition does, Jargon.
What is true?
That's very cool.
Not the definition.
We'll get to your demand after you answer my question.
Define what is true to me, not a definition of what.
Okay, let's put a pin in that.
You don't have any truth to tell me.
You already said that. Now, tell me what a definition does.
It describes what something is. It doesn't.
I thought you said it doesn't do that.
Yeah, but you didn't say what it was.
Yeah. Now it's a yeah. Okay, which time? What time are you
say
wrong?
what it's describing, though?
Jargon. I'm trying to figure out which time were you wrong.
What is it describing?
Well, it's describing the word that the definition.
No, it's not describing the word. It's describing what is true.
So you don't think the definition is describing the word it's attached to?
No, you have no truth to tell me.
No, that's a yes or no question.
Oh, you have no truth to tell me. All you have is a definition.
That's very nice, Jargon.
And you have no truth.
Jargon. So do you understand that definitions are describing the word they're attached to?
Which doesn't tell me what's true. Tell me what's true.
Was that a yes?
Tell me the truth. No, you don't have any truth. Tell me what's true.
You keep on saying that.
Wrong.
We haven't even gotten
Tell
there.
me what's true.
Yeah, we
Tell
haven't
me
even gotten there,
what's
Jargon.
true.
Jargon, we haven't
Prove
gotten
me
there yet.
wrong. Tell me what's true. Don't give me a definition of what's
We
true.
can't go anywhere because you don't seem to understand
yeah,
how
definition
definitions
of what's
work.
true.
Let
Tell
me
me
just-
what's true.
Let me just intercede again and say the title is not what is true.
No, what
It's
is true?
It's what is truth.
Right.
That's the title of this
Right.
debate, not what is true.
Right. What is true? So you have to tell me what truth is.
Yeah,
That's
truth.
absolute truth.
Truth is
When
the fact of the matter, or what matches
You
reality.
ask what truth is. You're asking about absolute truth.
Yeah,
You're not asking for a definition.
Okay, well, here's the thing. Anything that can be said,
What truth is.
anything that can be said to be true.
Not anything that is true. It's asking what truth is.
Okay, cool.
Not a definition. Not anything that's true.
When you
Not-
ask me,
not
when you ask me what truth is, the only
Not that
proper
a
answer
brownie's
to that,
made of chocolate. That's not absolute truth.
Jargon, the only proper answer to what is truth is a definition.
No. No,
Yes.
you have to describe to me what the truth is.
Yeah, guess what describing
You
is.
gotta tell me what truth
Guess
is.
how you
Not
describe a thing.
describe it. You gotta
with a
tell me what it
definition.
is.
You just agreed with me. You don't even understand
Tell
how you
me
did it.
what truth is, not the definition. Don't give me a definition
Oh,
of
you
truth.
describe to me. Don't give me a definition, though.
Listen to me. Don't give me a definition of what truth is. Tell me what the truth is.
Okay.
I know it's hard for
Okay.
you to understand, but you are not telling me what absolute truth
Do you
is.
see how insane Jargon is? This is why I wanted to have the debate.
You are not telling me
Tell me what
absolute
truth is. No,
Don't
don't tell
give
me
me a
what truth is.
definition. Tell me what truth is.
Yeah, guess what definitions do?
Don't give me a definition. Tell me the truth.
Guess what
Tell
definitions
me
do?
the truth. Then. Go ahead. Tell me the truth. I'm waiting. I'm all ears.
I already told you.
I'm all ears. You have no truth to tell me. Don't give me a
I already
definition.
told you what truth
Tell
is.
me what the truth is.
I did.
Guys,
did.
hold on.
No, you did. You don't know what the question is. You don't know what the question is.
Jay,
What is
do you
truth?
like that? Do you like that this debate has devolved down to?
You don't
Here's what
know-
truth is.
You don't know what the question is asking. You don't know what the question is asking. What is truth?
Jargon. Your
Truth
whole
is not
argument is not.
It's not asking for a definition. It's asking you what the truth is, and
You're
can't
saying a
tell
lot,
me-
Jargon, but you're not.
you can't tell me what the truth
Nothing you're
is.
saying means anything.
It's the absolute truth, and you don't even care. And you don't even
telling
want
me to
know.
describe something to you
You
without
don't
giving you a
want to
definition.
know what the absolute truth is. You don't want to know what truth is.
We can have that debate, but that comes
No,
after
You want
this.
to give me a definition. You don't want to know what the truth is.
Jargon, we can have that debate, but that comes after this debate.
Have a debate because you don't have any truth to give me.
Okay, then why are you're acting like I have truth to give you? Why are you being inconsistent?
Because you said you had truth to give me. You have no truth to give me. Give me a definition does not give me truth.
How do you describe things, Jargon?
It's not by a definition. You have to
How
tell
else would you do it?
Tell me what it is. Tell me substance.
Jargon, okay, no, real quick. If
Wait,
not wait. If not by definition, how else do you describe something?
Right. Tell me what absolute truth is. Give me
Jargon.
some absolute truth.
Okay, super awesome. Now, Jargon, if I wasn't,
Forever. In
Jargon.
other words, you don't understand it. Tell me what's true forever.
I guess I don't understand. That's why I'm asking you this question. But you have to listen.
How can you tell me what's
listen
true
to know what's
forever?
going on, Jargon?
Know what's true forever yourself.
Okay, super awesome, Jargon. Now, Jargon, without using a definition, how would I describe something to you?
By not using the definition, you tell me what's true.
Okay. Now, I get.
All you have to do is tell me
It's a
what
given that
absolute
I wouldn't be using a definition, Jargon. So tell me, how else would I describe to you what is true?
You want me to tell you what truth is? I can.
No.
tell you what truth-
No. I want you to tell me how I would describe something to you
Oh,
without
that's
using a
the only
definition.
The only way I can do that is to tell you what the truth is.
But that would be giving me a definition.
No, that would be giving you the truth.
Yeah, but you would be doing it
Without-
using a
without
definition.
I don't see. I'm not going to give you a definition. I'm going to tell you what the truth is, and you don't know what the truth is to tell me.
Okay, so if you tell me what the truth is, you would be saying the truth is,
If
and then
you,
you would be giving me a
if
definition.
you had any understanding of what I'm talking about, you would be begging for me to ask you to tell
No,
you what.
I
the
understand
truth is.
what you're talking about, but it's a different
You would
subject.
be begging me for me to tell you what the truth is because it seems to be what nobody knows what is absolutely true. What's the absolute
Jargon,
truth?
but I
Tell
know what
me-
you're trying to talk about, but
tell
it's a
me-
different subject.
What's your name again? Cerberus?
Cerberus.
Cerberus. Tell me what is absolutely true. Give me the absolute
Yeah,
truth.
I'm not here to discuss other propositions.
No, that's
John,
not
keep it
another.
to
That's
four.
the question of
I'm here to discuss what
Keep it
truth
to
is.
two.
question of this
Two plus
debate.
2 equals 4. It's absolute truth.
Question
I
of
gave you
no,
an absolute truth.
no, because
Well,
that's
he would say it's temporal, probably, but he's
because
he's
it's
speaking
temporal.
nonsense.
Because you're talking about time. You're talking
He's
about
telling
limited
me to
time.
describe things without using definitions, and then he had
You're
problems
talking
with words.
quantifiable time and distance. That's temporal.
I'm just going to interject here just a little bit because I'm getting kick out of this because it seems like Jungle Jargon is like the conversation is not so much as back and forth. It's like Jungle Jargon's like crowding the plate to just keep repeating the same thing over and over and over again.
I don't want a definition. I want to know what the truth
I know.
is.
I know you want me to describe something to you without giving you a definition.
Not describe. Just tell me what the truth is. Tell me straight out what the truth. I want to know what. I'm Pilate asking Jesus, what is truth? Tell me what the truth is.
Okay, now let me make it very clear. I'm going to ask you a question. Do you want me to tell you what truth is or what is true?
Truth. What is truth?
Okay, so I can tell you what truth is.
Question Pilate asked, what is truth?
Okay, I can tell you what truth is. Truth is that which is a matter of fact or matches reality.
Which is what?
Now you're asking me propositions. What propositions are true? But that's not
Tell
what
me
we're here to do.
Because you didn't simply tell me what truth is.
I did tell you what truth is.
You did. You gave me a definition of what truth is.
Are you guys seriously going to do this again? This would be the fifth freaking time. That's hilarious.
Sometimes it has to go over and over, Jay.
I'm not asking for a definition. I'm asking for what
Jungle
truth
Jargon
is.
wants to have a debate about did Christ exist or is God real? Right, but that's
We're
not what I
there
think.
yet. We're not there yet. Tell me
Yeah, but
what
that's your
truth is.
goal, right? That's
Give
your
me
goal.
what
But that's off
absolute
topic,
truth
though, Jargon.
Give me what absolute truth is.
Jargon, that's off topic.
No, it's not. It's what is
Yeah,
truth.
yeah, it is.
What is truth? Not a
we have to-
definition. Not a
we have to
definition of what
figure
is
out-
truth. Give me
Jargon,
that.
we
tell
have to
me what
figure out what truth is before we can move on to what absolute truth is.
No, it's the same thing. Truth and absolute truth.
Okay, wait, but if there's the same thing, why are you saying absolute? Just say truth.
Because you have to understand what truth is.
Okay, well, that's what I've been saying. You have to understand what truth is first.
No, not what is temporarily true. I'm not asking for what
Okay,
is
but
temporary.
in order to even understand what is temporarily true, you have to understand what truth is
I'm not
first.
asking for a definition. All you did was give me a definition.
Yeah, that's how you describe something to someone.
Temporary truth. You give me a temporary truth or a definition. You're not giving
That's
me
how you
what
describe something to someone, Jargon.
I don't want temporary truth. I want
I
absolute
can't help you if you can't understand that simple thing.
I want absolute truth. I don't want temporary
Yeah,
truth.
but we'll get to absolute truth and temporary truth once we determine what truth is.
Yeah, the truth. I'll tell you what the truth is. If you want me to tell you, I'll tell you.
Oh, go ahead. Tell me what you think truth is.
It's not what I think. It's what's absolutely true. That
Oh, okay, go. Just tell me. Tell me what it is.
the only your maker can remake you again. Nobody else can.
Okay. Would you say that is a fact of the matter, or what is real?
Yeah, it's the only reality there is.
And okay, so you're saying the reality is real. Okay, you could see
Only
my
your
position. I know.
Only your maker can be your savior. Nobody else can be.
Yeah, you just admitted to my position.
No, because
Yeah,
you didn't tell me.
No. You told me what truth was.
You did not tell me.
I asked you. Wait, no. Let me lay this out. You told me what truth was. I asked you, does that match reality? You said yes. That's what I said truth was.
Which is a definition.
You just conceded to my position.
So you concede to me that you did not tell me what truth is.
No, you just agreed with me.
No, you gave me a definition.
Yeah, you just agreed with my definition.
Definition. It's not what the truth is.
But you just agreed with my definition.
No.
Yeah.
No, you gave me a definition. The definition is not what truth is.
You just agreed with me.
Your definition tells me nothing about God being your savior.
Great, but we're not discussing about God being our savior.
Well, that's what truth is.
No, that's what you're saying is true. That's not what truth is.
That's absolute truth.
Yeah, it is true. You could say it's true.
Not a definition, it's absolute truth.
Yeah, but in order to know that that's true, you would have to know what truth is to start with.
The truth is that only your maker can remake you. Nobody else can. That's the truth.
Yeah, you're saying that. Yeah, you're saying that proposition is true. I understand that that's what you're saying, but we're discussing
about a definition.
We're discussing what truth is. You have to know what truth is before you can say a proposition is true.
You're discussing a definition. I'm telling you what truth is.
You're telling me what is true, not what is truth.
That is truth. That is truth.
Do you understand the definition? Do you understand the difference between true?
That's absolute truth. You're making things up and you're giving me definitions. I'm telling you what truth.
I'm not making things up. Jargon, tell me the difference between
a definition of truth. You're not telling me what truth is.
You're just railing like a madman.
You're not telling me what truth is. You're giving me. You lost the argument. You lost the argument because you gave me a definition.
Okay, I mean, you conceded my position and I lost the argument. Cool.
You gave me a definition of truth. You did not tell me what truth is.
You just told me something. Wait, you just told me something was true using my definition.
I told you what an absolute truth is. Only your maker can remake you again. Nobody else can.
You just told me something was true and used my definition to do it.
Yeah, you gave me a definition. You didn't give me the truth. You did not give me. You gave me the definition of what is true. You did not tell me what is true.
Do you understand that by using my definition to say what truth was, that you agree with me?
No, I didn't agree with you because you gave me a definition. You didn't. You did not tell me what truth is.
Okay, Jargon, let's do this again.
You gave me a definition of truth. You did not give me the truth. You did not give me the truth. I gave the truth to you.
Jargon,
I gave the truth to you. You did not give me the truth.
Jargon, you're using the word truth.
You did not give me the truth.
Jargon, you're using the word truth in a different context than what the debate
it's not. No, it's not different. It's what is truth. When you talk about, you should know what truth is. If you're talking about
Jargon,
truth, you should know what
you're using the word in a different context than what the debate
is. You should know what that question is at.
You are using the word in a different context than what the debate is. Right? You didn't understand this to start with. Right? You weren't equipped for this debate.
You did not give me the truth. You gave me a definition of what is true.
Yeah, that's because I am using the context of the debate. You are using a different context.
You know what comports to reality. You didn't know what comports to reality.
Yeah, and then you said something that you said comports to reality, and you said that's true.
I told you what comports to reality.
You my position.
You did not know what comports to reality, so you didn't know what truth is.
Yeah, but we're not discussing what actually comports to reality. We're discussing what truth is.
Which you did not tell me.
No, I did.
No, you didn't.
You don't understand.
You gave me a definition. You did not tell me what truth is.
Somehow you are not understanding that you are using the word truth in a different
you gave me a definition. You gave me a definition.
Jargon, do you understand
what the truth is? It's a big difference.
Yes or no? Do you understand that there are different
saying what comports to reality?
That's super awesome.
Tell me what reality is.
Do you understand that there's a different there could be different contexts for using the same word?
It's two very different things. The definition is not telling me what it is.
Is that a yes? Do you understand there are different contexts for using the same word?
You did not tell me what truth is. You gave me a definition. You gave me a definition. You did not tell me what truth is. I told you what truth is.
Your long answer doesn't even address what I'm asking you. Just say yes or it's not a trick question. Just say yes or no.
You already lost because you can't tell me what truth is.
Yeah, that's very nice, Jargon. Now tell me, do you understand that there can be different contexts for using the same word?
Fine, you don't understand. All you can do is give me a definition. You can't tell me what truth is.
Okay, that's very nice, Jargon. Now answer my question, please. Do you understand that there can be different contexts for using the same word?
You don't have nothing to tell me.
Jargon, do you understand what I'm asking you?
You have nothing absolute to tell me. There's nothing you can tell me.
Okay, when is it fair to assume that he doesn't understand what I'm asking him?
No.
There is nothing you can tell me. You have nothing to tell me.
Okay. I think it's fair at this point that he has no clue what I'm asking him.
I have nothing to do with telling me what truth is.
Let's make this simpler. Jargon.
You failed to tell me.
Understand what context means.
You failed to tell me what truth is. You gave me a definition. I told you what the truth is. You gave me a definition.
You said that a lot. Now, do you understand what context means?
Right. So
Sure.
get it to your head
Hold
that
on.
you
Just
did
telling-
not tell me what truth is.
Jargon.
Sir,
See, here's my evidence. He's a robot. He can only say the same word over and over again.
Wait, real quick.
Tell me what truth is.
What you got to tell him is truth is what comports to the mind of God. Tell him that.
Oh, okay. Okay. Truth is what comports to the mind of God. That's my affirmation.
Which is what? Wackos.
And then Cerberus would say reality.
Yeah, right. Reality would comport to the mind of God, right?
So you can't tell me what truth is. You can only give me a definition, and you don't know what the truth is.
Okay. So do you disagree that truth is what comports to the mind of God?
That's a definition, and you don't even know what that is.
Okay, is that a disagreement? Are you saying that is not the case?
I'm saying that's a definition, and it's not what truth is because you don't even know what that is.
Okay, you said that's not what truth is. So that's no. That's not what truth is. Okay, got it. You don't think
Oh, you're
truth
whack.
comports to the
You're
mind
whack.
of God?
You can't understand what I'm saying.
No, I understand what
You
you're saying,
refuse
but
to
I don't care.
understand what I'm
I don't
saying.
care about that topic,
You
Jargon.
refuse to understand what I'm saying. You don't want to understand that,
Jargon, I understand what you're saying, but I don't care about that topic.
and that you have no absolute truth to tell me. What
Jargon,
is
that's a different topic.
give me a definition? You can't give me what truth is.
Make it stop.
Jargon,
Make
it's a different topic. I don't care about that topic.
Not a different topic.
just
It's what
said-
truth is. What is
You
truth?
You just
It's
said
what
truth
is
doesn't
absolutely
correspond to the
true.
mind of God.
What
But
is truth is what is
Is that
absolutely
disqualifying
true. What
for
do you
being a
know about God? What do you know about God? You don't know what is in the mind of God. You don't know anything about that.
Does that disqualify him from being a Christian if he thinks truth doesn't comport to the mind of God?
You don't know anything about that. What do you care about God?
I'm not asking you. I'm asking them because I'm not a Christian, so I don't know.
No. So
And Jay was a Christian, right? In one way, he's a Christian, so I'm asking them.
there's no such thing as was a Christian.
I don't know if it. I don't.
What were
Okay.
you exactly asking me again?
I affirmed. I made a different affirmation to see if he could understand it. I said truth is what comports to the mind of God. Jargon said no, and I'm asking, does that disqualify him from being?
I didn't say no. Stop lying. I didn't
You
say
said
no.
that's not what it is.
No, I didn't say that.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
he said.
did.
I think
No,
he
I
said.
didn't.
I think he said he disagrees with the definition. He doesn't want a
No, I'm
definition.
saying that he doesn't even know what the mind of God is.
Yeah, he's saying he doesn't want to talk about a definition.
He doesn't even know what the
Right?
what the mind
He's
of
not
God is.
interested in talking about what
Okay.
properties make up truth.
Well,
He's
real
talking
quick,
about what-
because this isn't my debate.
One minute.
What
Funny
did
is,
you mean, real quick, Cerberus? Maybe if you could boil it down for me. What were you asking me? Because I
Okay,
think
no.
you're asking my view and or my opinion
Yeah.
and Jay's opinion.
So I'm asking if you think that truth doesn't comport to the mind of God, would that make you not a Christian?
No,
But
I don't
didn't
think so.
say that. I
Okay.
didn't say that.
Okay.
Okay.
I
Okay,
did
so-
not say that.
Okay,
I
well then
did
we
not
can
say
cover it
that.
again.
You're making stuff up.
That's great. So we can cover it again. I affirm that truth comports to the mind of God. Do you disagree or agree?
That's a definition. That's not what the reality is. It's not what truth is.
Okay, so you just said that's not what the reality is. Got it. So you disagree with me.
No, you're not even listening to what I'm saying.
No, I am. That's your problem. Because
No,
I am listening.
you're giving me a definition. You're not telling me what truth is.
Yeah, okay, so that isn't what truth is. Is that what you're saying?
It's a description of truth. It's not what truth is.
Okay, so it's not what truth is. Got it.
It's a description of what the truth is. You're not telling me what the truth is.
Yeah, so you're
Get
saying
that
that,
into
you're
your
saying
head.
that when I say that, I'm
Get
not
that
telling you what
into
the
your
truth
head. You are not, by giving me the definition, you are not telling me what truth is.
Yeah, so what I said is you're saying that what I said is not what truth is. Got it.
No, you did not. By giving me that definition, you are not telling me what truth is.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Even though it does comport to the mind of God, you are still not telling me what truth is.
Okay, so
Okay, well-
you agree with my
well,
position.
actually, hold on, real
No,
quick.
it's not your position. It's a definition.
Well, real quick. Let's see if we can change this because I think you can correct me if I'm wrong here, Jungle Jargon. You said that the truth is, what was that? Only your maker can remake you.
Right.
Okay. So, given that statement, give it to me exactly how you worded it, because I don't want to take it out of context.
Okay, so it's only your maker can perfectly cover for you himself and remake you again from the inside out by the power of his true word as no one else can.
Okay. How did we determine that to be a true statement?
Because it's absolute truth. Only your maker can remake you again. Nobody else can. And the way he does it is by his true word.
Okay, now how do we determine that absolute truth is truth?
How to determine what?
How do you determine that absolute truth is truth?
You would have to prove to the contrary. You'd have to give me some example of somebody other than your maker remaking you again.
See, he doesn't understand, Jay.
No, you don't know what falsifying is. You don't know what falsifying is.
Well, the statement assumes the claim that you're making.
You would have to falsify it.
The claim that you're the description or definition or whatever you're using to answer the question what truth is that. But the statement itself assumes the truth that it's a maker, right?
No,
that you have.
No, it's an observation. It's an observation that we have a maker.
But you would say that that's true, right?
It's observed. It's observed that we were made to exist by a
you would say that that's true,
of us that no physical thing can program.
Okay, so is that true or is that not true, Jargon?
I just told you what is true.
Yes. So the observation that it's true.
It's an observation, yeah.
Yeah, that it's true, though, right?
Yeah, and it's the only true observation that there is.
Okay, so how do you determine that observation is actually true?
You would have to falsify, like I said. You would have to show me. You have to show me something other than your maker remaking you again and covering for you himself for everything you do.
Okay, so if we wanted to prove that wrong, falsify, how would we do that?
Well, you would have to be going against logic, because the logical thing is that your maker is all-knowing, all-powerful, and you can't have anything or more all-knowing and more all-powerful, because there's only one all-knowing, all-powerful, who is your maker.
So it's
contrary to logic. It would be contrary to logic to disprove it.
So it's the circular then?
No, it's not circular. It's straight linear observations.
Yeah, but what's circular about it? I mean, logic came from God, right?
No, it's the logic came from reality, what you see.
Oh, so God's not responsible for logic.
No, everything that you see is what it is because it was made to be what it is. It was forced to be what it is, and it was programmed. Everything living thing is programmed to be what it is.
Oh, okay, so God is responsible then for logic?
Yeah, God is responsible for quantifiable time and distance where logic is.
Okay, I don't even think you know what logic is, but that's fine too, I guess.
No, you don't know what's logical. You don't know what's logical because you didn't tell me anything logical.
Sure, but you're not making any arguments.
You didn't even give me any logic, so you don't know what logic is. You don't know what
we didn't even get that far.
I gave you logic. I gave you logic that only your maker can remake you. You gave me nothing.
That's not logic.
You gave me nothing. Yes, that's logic. That's logic.
No, it's an assertion.
That is A plus B.
No, there's not a B in that statement.
A plus B is C. Yeah.
There's not a B or a plus or a C in that statement.
Yeah. Don't get him on propositional calculus. Are you mad?
You're right. All he's saying is A, and he thinks it's also a B and a C and all the symbols and everything.
People in the audience just ripping their hair out.
You were created. That's A. You have a maker. That's B. C is only your maker can remake you again.
Okay, so you don't understand how propositional logic
you
works.
Gave me nothing. That's my positive position. You don't have a positive position.
Oh no, I gave one. You just didn't understand it.
Oh, you don't. No.
Yeah.
You gave me nothing, and all the time you gave me no positive position. You gave
No,
me
I gave you
nothing.
a positive position.
Don't claim to have given me a positive position now.
Well, we mean now. I gave you one, and I've been saying I've been giving you one this whole time.
You gave me a definition. You did not
Yeah,
give me
guess what a definition is.
You gave me the definition of a position. You did not give me the position.
Yeah, but my position is the definition.
No, you
Yes.
didn't. No, that's
Yes.
not. That's a definition. It's not the position, not the actual
No,
position.
but that definition is my position.
Describing truth is not the actual truth.
Yeah, but that's what I'm doing. I'm describing truth.
Let me sort of help out a little bit. I
Truth.
think he did give an affirmative positive position. His view was JTB, right? The justified true belief position, which is a theory of truth.
It's a definition. It's
Oh no,
not
I didn't even get that far
actually
yet.
is true. It's not of what it actually is truth.
Okay. So
Describing
where's
without knowing what you're talking about.
okay, but where is the the different, like, what's the problem with, because he did actually present a positive
Because he
position.
didn't know what the truth is. He couldn't tell me what the truth is.
See, this is what I've been saying.
Okay.
Jargon is talking about truth in a different context.
No,
Right? He's not in the same context I am or what the debate's on.
no, you're not talking about absolute truth. You're talking about
You're right. We're talking about truth.
limited time and distance, limited physical existence.
No, we're not talking about physical anything.
Yeah, the definition is a physical thing.
Is
It's
it?
about physical things. It's physical description, so you can understand what is not physical.
Okay, Jargon.
I'm telling you about what is not.
Wait, real quick. If a definition is
telling
physical,
you
go find
Truth is
the
not
definition
physical.
floating around space, Jargon.
Truth is not physical.
Truth is not
Understand,
physical.
truth is not a physical thing. Physical things
Yeah.
are temporal. Temporal, so they're not eternally true.
Yeah, I would agree in the common sense of physical. I would say
Right. So
definitions are not physical.
it's you use the physical so you can understand the
No,
eternal.
I don't think definitions are physical.
Well, if it's not
Like,
physical, what is it about?
Right? They're conceptual. They're not like a natural part of nature. They're
yeah,
not sitting out there floating in space.
It's conceptual, which is your mind, which is physical.
Which
But
means
the actual
it exists
truth-
only in a mental space.
The actual truth,
Right,
which
it's
is
not
forever, which is forever true, absolute truth, is that only your maker can remake you again. Nobody else can. Only your God
That's
can
it.
be your
That's
savior.
a different context for the word, Jargon.
No, it's absolute truth. It's absolute. It's not a different
Okay,
context.
so you agree. You're
what-
agreeing with me, and you don't even know that you
What
agree.
the claim of truth? You said you claimed to have the truth. You said you could tell me what truth is. You did not tell me.
I didn't claim to have the
Tell
truth.
me what is absolutely true. You
I
did not tell me what is absolutely true. I
I
told
didn't claim
you.
I have the truth, Jargon.
I told
I
you what
think
is
the truth
absolutely
is.
true. I told you what absolute truth is. You told me nothing.
Okay, but Jargon, I didn't claim I had the truth.
Yes,
I'm
you
claiming
did.
I know what truth
Claimed
is.
You had the positive truth, positive position of what truth is.
Yeah, exactly. I know what truth is, not what is true, right?
No, you knew
And
what is.
that's what this argument, this debate's about.
You didn't know what truth is. You knew what is true.
You realize that this has been going on for well over an hour now, and
Yeah.
you guys cannot even concede on what it is, what truth is.
Right.
Is
I mean, I gave my positive position, and Jargon has done nothing but just yell at me that that's not a description somehow.
This
because
is
you
worse
didn't
than a
tell me-
Seinfeld episode.
not tell me what truth is. You
Oh,
told
I
you
already
gave me a definition of truth. You did not tell me what truth is.
I already did it, Jargon.
No, you gave me a definition.
No,
Did-
you don't
You gave
understand.
me a definition without knowing what truth is. You didn't know to tell me. You didn't know to tell me that only your maker can remake you again. You didn't
Yeah,
tell me
that's a different context of the word.
that. No,
Jargon.
it's not. That's absolute truth. That's what truth
Yeah,
is.
again, a
Absolute
different
truth.
context. Thanks
There
for agreeing
is
with me.
no higher truth than that. There is no more
Yeah,
absolute
but we're
truth.
not talking about higher or lower truth.
Yes,
Jargon.
we are. Yes, we are. What is
No,
truth?
I'm not.
Truth is what
I
is
am
absolute.
not Jargon. I am not talking about that, and I don't care to talk about that. I'm talking about
Yeah,
what truth is.
you don't want to talk about because you don't want to know what absolute truth is. You just want to get
No,
the
that's a different debate. I
You wanna
said we'll have that debate.
definition of what
We'll
is.
after this debate.
Hold on, guys. I think we're going in a vicious circle. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes that's where you hash things out and get more clear.
One way. This has been a hamster wheel that's been set up.
Yeah, it's been the hamster wheel. I agree. But what about taking a minute and getting some questions from the listening audience?
Sure.
And then maybe returning back to the material. Does that sound good to both of you?
Yeah,
I mean, we can, but the
Anything to get us off this purgatory. Great.
the material is, I want to have a debate in the context of what the debate I agreed to, and he wants to talk about Jesus.
No, that's truth. Truth is Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. You want to talk about Jesus.
Truth. I want to talk about what truth is.
Yeah, it's a different context. That's what I'm getting at.
No, it's not. It's absolute truth.
That's what we'll iron out after this. We have one question. And since Cerberus just happens to have the more alphabetically prioritized,
I did it good.
he goes for first for this. Let me look at this. Which one was it? Okay, just a little bit up here. Somebody asked, "Is God?" Let me show this. Is God an advanced technology to clone memories? It's still cloning. What do you guys think about that?
I think that starts out as a question and ends as a statement.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure what to make of that.
Well, who made the advanced technology?
I mean, well, if God did advanced technology, I guess, yeah, who would have made the advanced technology?
Yeah, the definition of God is infinite, eternal.
I'm going to say meta God.
Could be another God
that made God.
Okay.
No, but you can't have a God greater than the greatest God.
Yeah, good. Then your God isn't the greatest. It solves that problem.
No, but if he's all powerful and eternal, he's the greatest. There is no greater.
Right? So that's not what your God is.
No, that's the definition of God.
Okay, then you're worshiping the wrong God.
No, there's only one eternal, all powerful God.
That's shots fired. Let's go with the second question here, which was aimed at Cerberus. Was
that a Rapala lure that you used for that statement, sir? I was just wondering.
It did seem that way.
Yeah.
But Jungle Jargon, maybe you could chime in after this, but it's aimed at Cerberus. It says, how is it logical to believe nothing created everything through unguided natural processes? Don't you love it, guys, when we get all these questions and they have nothing to do with the thing we've been talking about for an hour?
I mean, have we really been talking about anything? Right?
All right.
I don't really have.
I want to talk about.
So these are fine. I would say
have anything to talk about, and you didn't have anything to talk about.
Oh no, Jargon's butt hurt again. I'm sorry, Jargon. Okay, let's get back to the question.
You had nothing to tell me.
How is it logical to believe nothing created everything without unguided natural processes?
Good question.
Well, I would say that the people that postulate a natural universe with no God, they're not postulating that nothing created everything. Right? They're postulating an eternal universe.
Okay.
Because they don't know what nothing.
That's not really a direct answer to the question, but I'm kind of saying that the question is a straw man of an atheist position.
It has a lot of smuggled background information into the question, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What are your thoughts on this one, Jungle Jargon?
Yeah, when they talk about
real quick. The question is, how is it logical to believe nothing created everything through unguided natural processes? That's the question. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. I just wanted to clarify when he was talking about nothing is that when the atheist Lawrence Krauss talks about nothing, he's not actually talking about something, because he's talking about a fluctuation, which is time and space, which is already something. So it doesn't make any sense. But anyways, how is it logical to believe nothing created everything? Right? You can't have nothing making anything through any kind of process.
Okay.
That's my answer.
And then Matt Yester asks, what is reality? The monist view, the dualistic view, the pluralistic view, and then ... as if, what are the other views? Like, I think that's to everybody. And then we'll get back to this conversation after this question here.
Okay, well, I mean, let Jargon do it first. Right, I did
Yeah,
that.
you'd have to define what all those things are, and
Yeah, so the monist view would say that everything is substantively one substance. That's sort of circular, but that's the best way I can explain it. And then a dualistic view would say we have like a physical reality, and then we have an immaterial reality. So the dualistic view would say there's an immaterial aspect to reality along with a material aspect to reality. The monist view would say, well, it comes in like a few different versions, right? It would say that nature was the foundation, if you take the physicalist view, and then it gave rise to the immaterial as emergent properties, if you will. Or you could go the other route and say, on an idealistic perspective, that all is mind, and that matter is what came into being out of the immaterial, so that what's fundamental is actually immaterial. But either way, what you end up with is like a conglomeration of these different things. And so the monist is saying that there's fundamentally one substance, whether it's matter or mind. Does that help?
You would have to have mind as well as power for the physical universe. And as far as I can tell, the physical universe is a fabrication that has entropy. It's running down, running out, increases in entropy, and that is a result, or the creation itself is a result of the creation of matter, which dilates time and distance down to a quantifiable, measurable amount. So where physical things can happen, because otherwise everything happens instantaneously, and that's not possible for physical things. Even though on the quantum level everything is instantaneous in our physical time and distance, because we don't exist at the speed of light. We exist in limited time and space, so where things take time to occur. And that's the result of the physical fabrication of matter, which has gravity, which dilates time and distance, because it's gravity that dilates time and distance. Without a concentration of matter, you're not going to have gravity. And it's all the black holes around the universe that are dilating time and space for us.
Okay. What are your thoughts on that, Cerberus? Then we'll get back to the actual discussion.
Yeah, so we have to have mind and power. You have to have power too.
I would say it actually doesn't matter. But it seems like that everything is made up of a fundamental thing. I don't even know if it would be correct to call it a substance, because it's the theory is it's just a wave in a field that goes through all of the universe. But then you can kind of get different substances based on pattern and combination of those waves. So
okay. So you're saying that, like was there a? I'm trying to figure out.
There might be, or I want to put it. There might be existence. Might be that there is only one substance, right? And it might be that there is an additional mind. I don't think it matters, but what has been observed is that it seems like there is just a substance.
Okay.
All right. No mind. Do you think there's no mind?
I think either way, right? I think you can get what people would see as a mind from the singular substance.
So
and either way, it would look exactly the same. So they function the same.
So you would agree with the monist that there seems to be one fundamental substance or substrate to everything, but how that's hashed out to you, that really, it's not very, at least it's not very important to you.
Yeah, I don't see why that couldn't lead to also having a mind.
Okay.
Well, infinite potential means all knowing anyway.
Okay. So back to the discussion. Where were we? Jay, where were we?
Any questions? More questions?
Say, I would move
going around the hamster wheel that is on fire.
Yeah, I would say
That's
we move
what it
on from the
was.
hamster wheel because JJ wants to have a separate conversation from what the one I agreed to.
Oh, you want to give me a definition. You don't want to
Yeah,
tell me.
well, that's the what you want to see whatever you think it is.
You
That's
don't
what I
want to tell me what truth is. You know?
great jargon.
Because you don't have a
Jargon,
positive
calm down a
position.
second. You just take a breath. You don't have to be butthurt every time I open
You
my
don't
mouth.
have a positive position. You don't have nothing to tell me.
Super awesome.
All you can do is give me definitions. You can't tell me anything.
Great, jargon, super awesome. Okay, so since jargon wants to have a different debate than the one I agreed to, why don't we just have a different?
Wiggle your way out of it. You didn't tell me truth. You didn't tell me what truth is.
I never agreed to have that debate, jargon.
You didn't understand the question.
Okay, it's me. It's me that didn't understand.
Yeah,
Yes,
you didn't understand what truth is.
sure, jargon. Okay, good.
Question.
So I say we move on to the debate. That I'm going to make a different affirmative position.
I warned you. You better know what you're talking about by accepting
super awesome, JJ.
the question. What truth is? You better know what you're talking about.
Great. Okay. So I'm going to make a new affirmative position to a different debate. I affirm that Jay, because I changed up how I tried to explain things, but JJ just repeated over and over again what he was saying, that Jay is at least more likely a robot than I am. Okay, Jay, come at me.
That's your position?
Yes, my new position.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a robot because he was in the army or whatever.
Who was in the army?
Jay, weren't you in the army?
But I'm talking about you, JJ.
Oh.
Yeah, letters, JJ.
Talking about now what's your assertion about me?
Because you only repeated yourself and didn't change how you said anything, that you are more likely a robot than I am.
No. And it's irrelevant who's a robot, who isn't, because the robot
No, this is a new debate.
Robot only does what its maker orders it to do anyway. So
you agree that you're a robot.
It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant.
But that's not, it doesn't matter if it's irrelevant or not. So you agree that you're a robot.
No, I'm not a robot.
But are you made by your maker? Wait. Are you made by your maker?
Yes.
Okay, then you're a robot.
Free will, but I have free will.
Do you? How do you?
Yeah, and he
prove to me that you have free will.
Power to choose to do what's right.
Prove me that you have free will. Do something that God has told you can't do.
No, I'm not allowed to do what God told me I can't do.
Oh, so you're bound to His will then?
My will conforms to His will. Yeah.
Oh, that's convenient. So you're programmed to do exactly what He wants.
No, I'm purified.
You're purified to do exactly what He wants.
Purified and cleansed to be able to choose to do what He tells me.
What He wants.
What He tells me to do, which is eternal life. He says He knows. He knows what the commandments are. His commandments are eternal life. His commandments.
I'm a little confused here because I don't know how this relates to the topic, which is what is truth. But let's work with that. Right. Well, earlier, I mentioned that there are such things as accidental truths or contingent truths, like counterfactuals of creaturely freedom. And it seemed like Jungle Jargon was trying to press absolute truths.
Yeah, not definitions.
But what about counterfactual truths of creaturely freedom? Do you think that those such propositions exist? And if so, why would that be a problem with your respective views on truth here? Wouldn't you guys affirm that there are conditional truths? Like, if you do this, then that will occur?
I mean, I would, but his description of what truth is doesn't allow for that.
Well, yeah, absolute truth is absolute. There's nothing that you could say that would disprove it. It's it's, you could try to present something, but I haven't seen anything to falsify the truth that only your maker can remake you again.
Yeah, see, one way when you were just talking about truth there, you were talking about it in the context of which I was trying to talk about it. JJ is not talking about it like that.
No. You could try to falsify it. It doesn't mean you can.
I don't think you understood what he was saying, JJ.
It's contingent. Well, in computer programming, everything's contingent. The electronics, everything's contingent. But in absolute truth, there's only one absolute truth. There's no other. There can't be two absolute truths.
See, one way.
Well, I mean, you could tell me something, and if you have a positive position, you could tell me something, but you don't have a positive position to tell me anything.
Yeah, that's great, JJ.
You can give me definitions all day long. It's not going to tell me what truth is.
Yeah, but JJ, that is the debate I agreed to, and that was the context of the word being used in the debate.
It's not giving me a definition of what truth is. You got to tell me what
but
truth is.
That's fine, JJ, but that's a different usage of the word.
No, it's not. It's what truth. If you know anything about the discussion, what is truth, then you should have known that you shouldn't even go near that discussion unless you know what.
JJ, do you understand that when I say
you shouldn't even go near that discussion?
JJ, do you understand that when I say that that's not the context we're talking about, that is not me disagreeing with you?
No, it's you not understanding what the question is.
Because you act like I'm disagreeing with you when I say that that's not the context we're talking about.
You don't know what that's asking. When you say what is truth, you don't know what that's asking.
JJ, we're talking about general philosophy, not Christian mythology.
It's not a myth that you have a maker.
That's great. You can believe that all you want, JJ.
You are made. It's a fact you were made, and it's a fact that only your maker can remake you again. It's fact. It's not religion. It's not a myth. Get that into your head. It's not a myth. It is
definitely a myth.
Sounds like my old band, right?
What you believe is a myth. What you believe is a myth, and
what do I believe,
you don't have the courage. You don't have the courage to tell me what you believe.
So then, how do you know it's a myth or not?
A positive position. You have no positive position to present because
JJ, you just admitted
substantiated. Anything that you present is you can't defend.
JJ, you just admitted to saying something is true in total ignorance.
You don't have anything true to tell me.
Sure. I can say that it's true that truth matches reality.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
That's the definition.
Could you say that it was true that in the first, I think it was the first 5 minutes, right? That Cerberus said, truth is that which corresponds to reality. Is that true?
He said that long, and they don't have anything to give us.
Well, I mean, you could question. In fact, I would question just like you're doing, right? Which reality is the true reality? But we're talking about truth, not reality here.
Oh, it's same as semantics, the same thing. Truth is what is. You got to tell me what is. He can't tell me what is.
Oh. I think Uncle Jargon just broke One Way's brain.
Hello? No, I think he pushed the wrong button or something. Maybe he can get back in. Might be able to get back in.
JJ, do you understand that everyone else in the room is trying to explain to you the same thing, but you're disagreeing with all of us?
It doesn't matter because you're not understanding what I'm saying.
Yeah, but Jargon, what do you think is more likely? Right, when all three of us are trying to explain to you the same thing about how you're not understanding what's going on, what do you think is more likely the case? We're all wrong, or you're wrong?
It's irrelevant how many people there are that believe nonsense and stupidity. It's the truth is what is.
One Way believes in nonsense.
You could not tell me what is. You could not tell me what is.
One Way, he just said you believe nonsense and stupidity, I guess.
No, you couldn't tell me what is. You couldn't tell me what the
Well,
truth is. You
that's
gave me a definition. You gave me a definition. You couldn't tell me what truth is.
what we're not asking what is true. We're asking what is truth.
Right. What is
We're
truth? If
we're
you know
still
what
on
that
this after an
truth,
hour and
Yeah,
truth
29
is
minutes.
Yeah, but
Jesus.
one way
Hey,
he's going to use truth in the other context that he wants to talk about. He's
it
not
doesn't
understanding you one
what's
way. When you
absolutely true, not what's temporarily true.
agree,
Not
one way,
what's
when you say what is truth,
not
he
what's
does not
conditionally
understand what
true.
you're saying.
Listen to me. If it's conditionally true, it's not true at all. I'm talking about what is truth,
Okay,
absolute
so
truth. So there,
if God,
you lose the
if
argument. You lose
well,
the
hold
argument.
on. If God has decreed that you will be saved, then you will be saved. That's not a conditional truth.
Say that again.
If God has decreed that you will be saved, then you will be saved. That wouldn't be a conditional truth, a counterfactual of creaturely freedom, that kind of truth.
Well, he knows everybody that is. I mean, he knows everybody that's saved or who will be saved.
Including all possibilities, right?
Everybody who will choose him. He
That's
knows.
right.
Or if it's God's word that convinces us to obey him. But what's that got to do with truth? What's that got to do with anything? What's I mean, it doesn't change what truth is. The truth remains that only your maker can be your savior.
But that's this is what I tried to point out, I think, about 30 minutes in the discussion, right? The predicate is has 6 different senses. Are you talking about see it seems to me like you're using truth in one way, pun intended.
But it has to
And Cerberus is using truth in another way.
no, but
Yes.
it has to be. It can't be conditionally true. It can't be temporarily true. It has to be absolutely true.
Yeah, I kept on explaining to him that he's using it in a different context and that he would just repeat the same line about how I know nothing.
No, it's not a different context. It's what's absolutely true all the time.
So, one way, are you starting to understand the caliber of person we're both dealing with?
Address the issue. Stop changing the subject.
JJ, I'm addressing one way.
Focus.
I'm just
Focus.
trying to understand where he's coming from. Okay, I could agree with you that there are absolute truths. That's one sense of the predicates that I outlined, right? Essential truths
One
or
absolute.
analytical truths.
There's only one
But-
absolute truth.
But there are other senses of truths as well, right?
Well, there's only one absolute truth. Only
Okay,
your maker can remake you. Nobody else can.
Well, hold on. No, my maker remade me, right?
Well,
not sure what
he
that-
made you. He made
what's
you
that
once.
wording?
You were born. You were made by pre-existing word once, and you're commanded to live forever to be remade again.
No, hold on. My mom and my dad came from previously existing material. I was just reformed, reformed
By
material.
by recombination of a pre-existing written word.
Exactly right. Yeah. I'm
Okay.
not sure why that's any different.
Because no physical thing writes instructions that aren't there to make us. A physical thing can't command you to be a human, and it can't command you to live forever either.
No, but you used the phrase that only our maker can remake us. And then I gave an example that happens constantly throughout our human experience in the world. That is
Well-
our being born where our maker did remake us.
No, but that's being made once. Being born again is being made a second time.
Okay, so to me, it appears like you do want to move into the conversation of Jesus here, like Cerberus was pointing out.
Yeah.
Well, that's what truth is.
No, I agree with you. In fact, my name is one way because of John 14:6. But we're asking the question, what is truth?
But that's what I was saying. He doesn't know what the question is asking.
But we're asking about what is truth.
Jesus.
Is Jesus a proposition?
No, he is the truth.
No, that's not what I asked you. Is he a proposition?
Well, the proposition is what's truth.
No, no, that's what's written down in the Ryland Papyri in the John P52 Ryland Papyrus fragment. What is truth, Pilate? Jesus says, right? Is Jesus a proposition? Like if I say 1 + 1 = 2,
Is a proposition.
is that a statement expressing a proposition, some truth behind it? Is Jesus a proposition? No, he's a person.
Well, he's a person who is our covering.
Sure. But is Jesus himself ontologically a proposition? Like if we were to look at Jesus, will we see some matrix things like if you just watch the Matrix, where there's all these ones and zeros on the walls all over reality? Is he a proposition in that way? Or is he a person?
His body is the same kind of body that we have.
Okay. That's what I'm confused about. When we're here debating what is truth, I'm not sure how you relate that to Jesus when we're trying to figure out what is the nature of what truth is, or how do I identify truth, that sort of a thing.
Because he said, if you see me, you see the Father.
Okay. And, if I've seen Newton, then I've seen gravity. I mean, I'm not sure how that works.
The truth is a spiritual thing, a spiritual concept.
Okay. So you're not interested in the philosophical aspect here.
Oh, but if it's physical, it's temporary.
Okay. Well, I'm not trying to be the one having the debate with that. I'm just having a hard time grasping where you're coming from this.
It's not absolute. It has to be absolutely true. It can't be conditioned by anything, by time or anything. It has to be absolutely true. You say, what is truth? It has to be absolutely truth all the time, in every case, forever.
What do you mean?
Go ahead.
Can I just want to point out to you real quick that we both understand when we say truth that we're talking about something different than what he's talking about. But he doesn't understand that. And I'm not trying to be a dick to Jungle Jargon.
Oh, but you understand what
that is why you don't see how it connects to what we're saying. He's not trying to connect it.
I'm trying to tell you what absolute truth is.
Yeah, but he's not trying to connect it to what we're talking about. Like,
but all the time, in every case, absolutely, forever.
Well, I would maybe to open this up a little bit, but when you say absolute truth, what do you mean by absolute?
That is true all the time. It's absolutely true in every case all the time.
Okay, now in that context, what does truth
forever. That's absolute truth. It has to be forever.
Okay, but what is the definition of that word that you're using right there? The truth part of that phrase. What's the definition of that word?
Our physical truths, our physical existence is temporal, and so it's not true forever.
And that's what you think the definition of that word is there.
No, truth has to be true forever.
Okay, then you didn't answer my question.
What is truth? You're asking about an eternal truth.
When you say absolute truth, right, and you're saying that is an absolute truth, in that statement, you're using the word truth. In that context, what do you mean by truth?
What is valid forever?
What is valid forever? Would you say that that's basically the same as saying what matches reality?
It's not hard to understand. Physical things are not valid forever. They don't exist forever.
Okay, but would you say that what is forever would be about equivalent to saying what matches reality?
Forever.
Well, what matches reality forever?
That's the question that's being asked. When you ask what is truth, that's the question that's being asked.
Okay, so I would say that Jargon, the definition he just presented when he said truth, basically agrees with what my position was.
No, you're talking about physical truth. You were asking about what is physically true.
My definition didn't say anything about physical.
No, physical truth is what is temporal.
My definition didn't say anything about temporal.
But you didn't tell me. You weren't able to tell me what is true forever.
I don't think that matters if we agree there's a temporal reality.
You can give a definition all day long. It's not going to tell me. He didn't even understand what he was saying. He doesn't
Jargon,
even understand what the
Jargon,
definition
understand
is.
that I'm not trying to argue with you when I'm saying this. I'm trying to explain to you that when you said absolute truth, the meaning to the word truth when you used it there meant the same thing as I said to start with.
No, because one is true forever. The other one is temporal, physical truth.
What I said didn't say anything about temporal or physical.
It doesn't matter. You didn't know how to tell me. You didn't know how to tell me what truth is.
You told, well, if you know about these two different types, you just brought up what.
He didn't know to tell me what truth is. He didn't know how to tell me what truth is.
He gave you the same definition that you just used.
He gave me a definition. No, he didn't say that only your maker can remake you again. He didn't tell me that. He didn't say only God. He didn't say only God can be your savior.
But
never mind. Go ahead.
Well, see, he just used the definition, and he's saying that that's incorrect. Right? That's where the problem is.
You were not able to tell me the truth. You were not able. I gave you all kinds of chances.
We get that that's what you think, Jargon, because you said it.
You were
I don't know how many times.
No, you were not able to tell me what.
What are you saying no to? All I said is that you said it an ungodly amount of times. Right?
No one
cares if you haven't understood yet. No one cares about that in this room, but
no one cares about truth.
No one cares about that context of truth in this room.
No one cares about absolute truth.
Not for the purposes of this room.
That's what the problem is. That's what the problem is. You don't care about what's absolute truth.
Okay. I mean, I could say it again, but I don't want to speak for everyone in the room again. I'm pretty sure that everyone else is on the same page, but Jungle Jargon.
No, I'm talking about what absolutely true. In every way, all the time.
Even Jay was speechless. I heard that. He was like,
and there's nothing you can say.
Yeah, it's just. Yeah. I don't know how to describe it without being insulting.
I don't want to say how that
JJ is a brick wall without a brain behind it.
What if we go down the road though, and we go into where Jungle Jargon wants to leave us, right? I would read John 14:6, right? And I would say, look, here we have a sentence that says, I am the way, the truth, and the life, and nobody comes to the Father but through me.
Good example.
I would say nothing in that sentence makes Jesus a proposition. Instead, the proposition is that Jesus is the only way to salvation. Jesus is not himself the proposition. The proposition is that Jesus is the only way.
Well, he's the only truth. He's the way, the truth, and the life.
Okay, but how does that rule out all other truths? So then there's no other truths but Jesus?
It's eternally true. It's always true in every case all the time.
Well, how is that ruling out all other truths? So you're saying that John 14:6 is the only truth in the universe?
It's the only absolute truth all the time in every case, because every other truth is temporal.
That one truth proposition?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
all other sources of truth are invalid because they're not just one truth.
You have to understand that this physical world is not forever. It's not true forever.
Okay, is that a proposition that you also got from that sentence in John 14:6?
It's true. It's true that we walk on the ground, but it's not going to be true forever that we walk on the ground.
Okay, so let's actually put this to the test. Jungle Jargon is saying, well, I don't want to repeat the whole. Everyone's heard it. Jungle Jargon is saying that one thing, that one proposition he's putting forth is what truth is. Right. So I'm going to ask Jungle Jargon. Jungle Jargon, does God exist? Is that a true statement?
No, because he didn't tell me anything.
Okay, so you heard it from JJ. God does not exist. I rest my case.
No, you didn't tell me anything. You said, is that a true statement? Does God exist? That's asking a question.
Oh, he's right. All right. God exists. Is that a true statement?
Oh, see, you don't even know what you're saying.
What is that a true statement, though?
Your maker does exist, yeah.
Okay, so now there's two truths, not just one.
No, God is your maker. God is your savior.
No, God being your maker and God existing are two different propositions.
Right, because God exists because he is our maker.
Yeah, so we got two true things now.
No, it's
God exists,
the same thing.
and he's our maker.
God is your maker. Is.
Yeah.
God is
your
your
maker.
maker. Your maker is God.
Yeah, you said that, and I okay. For purpose of argument, I am agreeing with you.
No. You're trying
But
to split it. You're trying to split everything up into pieces. It's
What do
one
you mean?
truth.
He's
They're
wise to
separate
you.
propositions.
It's one
He's wise
truth.
to you, Seb. He's wise to you.
Yeah,
He's
he's
wise
wise to
One,
be.
it's one
He's,
truth.
he's wise to be pointing out that these are different propositions.
No, they're not different propositions. It's
Yeah,
all the
God-
same thing.
God
God is your
existing.
maker. Your maker is God. It's all the same thing.
God existing and God being the maker are
It's
two propositions.
it's only one truth. It's one truth.
Yeah, these two propositions are true.
Understanding it is understanding everything about what is true. If you understand everything about what is true, you understand he's your maker. You understand that he exists.
Okay, Jargon is Christ God in the flesh?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, there's a third truth.
No, it's not. It's the same thing because only your maker can perfectly cover for you himself and remake you again from the inside out by the power of his true word as no one else can. There's
But
only
that
one.
says nothing about Christ in there.
It says nothing about only your maker can perfectly cover for you himself. All your sin
Yeah,
is on,
you're not mentioning Christ in that proposition at all.
but your sin has to be on and against God anyways.
What do you mean on it against God? I'm just saying that there is another truth that you agree exists.
No, it's the same truth.
No, because what you're saying is the one truth doesn't mention anything about Christ. So it can't be the
It's
same
the same
truth.
truth. I said one part of the same truth. It's only your maker can remake you again. Nobody else can. Now, the fact that Jesus is your maker, is another aspect of the same truth.
Okay, so Jesus being the same as your maker is another truth.
Jesus being your maker is a part of the same truth.
Okay, so we got four truths.
Because your
Let's see if
sin
we can
is
think of any
on,
more.
your sin is on against God. It's not a different truth. It's a part of the same truth. It's a different aspect of the same truth.
Is it true that God is eternal?
Yes.
Oh, there's a fifth truth.
No. Because truth is forever.
That's not an objection to what I'm saying.
No, truth is forever. It's all the same truth. It's all a part of the same truth. Now you can split it up as much as you want. It's all a part of the same truth. Because your sin is on and against God, whether you want it to be or not.
Okay, but Jargon, let me inform you of this then.
The fact
Right,
that you are living, the fact that you're not obliterated, incinerated, is because there's a provision. There's a perfect provision for you.
Okay, so let me explain this to you. If it is true that all of these truths that I'm pointing out are part of one truth, the way you're explaining that one truth doesn't convey that to anyone.
It's all the same truth.
Yeah, but you're not doing a very good job of describing it.
Truth. It's all one truth. No, I'm just giving different aspects of the same truth.
Are you? I thought I was.
You gave me nothing. I'm giving you different aspects of the same.
So it's saying God exists is nothing then, huh?
There's that nothing again.
Different aspects of the same truth. You didn't give me any.
Okay, well, which is it? Is it part of the truth or is it
You're
nothing?
asking me questions. You didn't tell me anything. You gave me no positive position. Remember?
Wait, are we back on you not understanding the debate? Is that where we're at?
No, you didn't understand what the question is.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
You didn't understand what the question is. What is true?
JJ, we all understand that that's what you think about what happened. Okay.
No, that's what the question was. That's what the question is. What is truth? That's what the question is.
Yeah. Again, you just didn't understand what was going on.
You didn't understand the question. And,
Sure.
and I warned you. I said you better know what you're talking
you warned
about.
me, all right.
Because then you're going to have to backtrack and eat your own words.
Well, I haven't backtracked yet, but sure.
Yeah, because you didn't have anything to give me. I knew you didn't have anything to give me to begin with.
Okay.
In all honesty, there hasn't really been anything to backtrack on.
To this point, you haven't told me anything about truth.
I just gave JJ my position, and JJ went, no.
Yeah, for the most part.
You didn't have a position. You had no position on
In
truth.
fact, yes, right. He said no, and then refused to accept that I had a position.
What position did you have?
Even though he said no to it.
What position did you have? You gave me a definition, not
Not
a
just one
position.
position, but all positions.
You gave me a definition, not a position. You didn't tell me what truth is.
Okay. Yeah, but you don't understand that those are the same thing.
You were not able to tell me what comports to reality.
Yeah, but that's just what you believe.
No, you
Yes.
didn't say anything.
All right, guys.
I said a ton of things. I'm saying things right now.
In the
Wait.
next 10 minutes, I'm just gonna open the
Nothing
room up.
about what comports
as
to
well.
reality
I
forever.
mean, go ahead.
Go ahead.
We're just going to go back and forth about how,
I know. Go
how
ahead.
I
Jay.
point out JJ doesn't understand anything, and JJ's going to go,
I
"But
hope
Christ is the Lord."
I hope you learn what the question is when somebody asks what is truth. I hope you
Yeah,
understand
sure, Jungle Dragon.
what it is about.
Yes, I will be looking out for those other
Jay,
people that are just like you.
Did you say? I thought I heard you say you wanted to say something, or you're about to.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I just said, when you said something about opening up the room, and I said, yeah, you might as well go right ahead.
Right. I think we've swum around in circles long enough. I'll give it 10 more minutes, and then I'm just gonna put the link in here for
generous.
whoever to join.
I want to characterize it in a slightly different way.
It's going to be a long 10 minutes.
Yeah, me, you, and Jay were all swimming in a swimming pool, and then we saw JJ up on a mountain very far away screaming about Jesus.
Yeah. You wanna put one way into your group. Yeah, right. Okay.
Well, one way understood me. He didn't understand how you were relating what you were saying to the topic.
Until I explained it, and then that is absolute and eternal.
I think what he came to understand is that you didn't understand.
No, you just gave me a definition. You didn't tell me what. You didn't even know what truth is.
Yeah. Well, wait, just open it up because this is all JJ has.
Okay.
You didn't even know what truth is. To tell me,
Sure, JJ.
you had
So eight more minutes.
no positive position. You had a definition. You had no positive
again.
I'm telling you,
That's fine.
I am
That's
telling
fine.
you, he is a robot.
You got nothing.
Let the swimming continue. And in another 8 minutes, I'm just going to open it up for whoever to join.
Paddle.
Okay, Jargon, will you do me just a really small favor because I crave it. Will you say beep boop beep boop?
Oh, like a robot?
Yeah.
Why should I pretend I'm a robot? I don't want to
Oh
pretend.
no, it's just a favor for me. That's all it is.
No, but I don't want to. I don't want anybody to think that I'm a robot.
I don't think that's going to convince them, JJ.
I don't want anybody to think that I'm serving anybody or working for anybody.
There's flat earthers that
Nobody pays me. Nobody tells me what to say. Okay, except for God, maybe.
Well, I'm not telling you to say it. I'm asking if you would do it.
If somebody's spirit filled and they have the spirit of God, they can tell me what to say if I'm saying something wrong. And if I'm not saying it
Well,
right.
do you guys want to each give some closing thoughts before we just move into open discussion?
And if they can show me an example of how to do it better.
What's JJ? Give your closing statement, if you would.
Only your maker can perfectly cover for you himself and remake you again from the inside out by the power of his true word as no one else can.
Okay, and my closing statement is, with all due respect,
That
JJ.
was what Jay was supposed to say.
Okay, well, with all due respect, JJ is a brick wall without a brain behind it.
There we go. Got praise that I am. He can talk for a little bit.
Yo, what's up, JJ in the house?
I'll take a break, praise, and you can start it. Say whatever
All right,
you
brother.
whatever you want to say.
Thanks, Jungle Jargon, for joining in and having the conversation. That was cool.
Yeah, he's convicted. I mean, people, they may laugh at whatever, but I say his convictions are. I mean, that's a good witness to a non-believer. But I mean, people might not understand that, but whatever.
I mean, I would agree. If we were talking about Jesus, he did a great job.
Yeah, he's convicted.
but a lot of time when people think of truths, they think of truths, physical, temporal, uh, limited truths, that aren't true forever. But of course, when you ask what truth is, you should know that it's asking what is true forever.
Yeah, I think JJ maybe you could explain a little bit different. Maybe Jesus is the foundation for all truth. I think that's probably a better avenue to go down next time.
Yeah.
And then they can't really say anything because
yeah.
what the hell can they ground truth in? I mean, nature, biology, chemistry, and it becomes self-refuting. Yeah.
Right, because he is the foundation of truth, because he's the creator of everything.
But I mean, I think that was just a misapplication of terms. I think it was just yeah.
But then again, they're temporal truths, though.
But saying Jesus,
it's a physical fabrication, is a temporal truth.
And the other thing is saying Jesus is the foundation of truth still requires us to ask the question, what is truth? What is Jesus the foundation of?
All that corresponds to the mind of God. How about that?
I said that, and JJ had a problem with it.
Right, because what corresponds with the mind of God is that only your maker can remake you again. Nobody else can.
And this is where I said he.
Yeah, but I would say that's more of a salvational thing. This is more of epistemology we're talking about here.
Which is just to say, if it corresponds to the mind of God,
but it's absolute.
What Jungle Jargon
said, true,
it has
but
to
it's
correspond
not really
to reality, which was actually what Cerberus said.
It's absolute truth. If you want to know what truth is, you need to know that only God can remake you again. Nobody else can.
Right, that's true, but that has nothing to do with the foundation of the truth, though, or what is truth.
Well, that is true.
I mean, that is true, but I would, yeah.
Okay, praise. You swim in the pool with them for a little while.
No, I understand because
absolute truth.
Convicted. I understand that.
Absolute truth has to be true all the time, right now and forever.
Yeah, but we know there's tautologies, like Jesus is the truth. We know that, but they're saying, like, what is? Okay, how about put it this way? What is the ontology of truth?
Which means what?
What is the essence or nature of truth?
The truth is, like I said, is only your maker can remake you. Nobody else can. Only God
but
can.
I mean, that's just a statement, though. What
One might say a definition?
That is the absolute truth. Only God can be your savior.
Well, yeah, I mean, no, I agree, but I'm just saying, what is the essence or nature of truth? Like, what constitutes truth?
There's a lot involved in that. And only your maker, you also have to establish that there is a maker and that he made everything.
Sure, yeah.
And that is truth.
That's where apologetics comes into, and I mean, you can do a wonder with that, but...
Well, it's kind of observed that we have a maker. So
I agree.
And so once we establish we have a maker, then he's the only one that can remake us again.
Sure. I think that's more of a Christian doctrine, though. I mean, I think we were not really into Christian doctrines tonight. They're just talking about epistemology in general and stuff.
Yeah, it is Christian doctrine, but Christian doctrine is truth.
Yeah, sure, but I mean, you have to be able to distinguish the Christian doctrine to a non-believer. How are you going to convey truth to a non-believer you can't just say the Bible proves the Bible. You have to go a little bit outside of that, and that's why I like Priest Up and such.
Well,
I think what Jungle Jargon's saying is that he's beat all that.
Yeah,
you don't have to have epistemology. You don't have to know anything about epistemology or ethics or any of that stuff. Everything rests on that statement that he gave, and that's it.
Right. It encompasses all truth. It's all doctrine, Christian doctrine. It happens to be Christian. It happens to be true, and it's absolute truth.
Sure.
But would you say that it corresponds to reality? Because that was Cerberus's definition of truth.
Well, yeah, of course it corresponds to reality because that's the only real truth forever.
Okay. So then in the first 4 or 5 minutes, you accepted his definition of truth.
There was nothing wrong with the definition. It's just that he couldn't tell me what the truth is even after giving the definition.
He's thinking. He was thinking.
I'm not even sure. So you're saying he needs a definition of the definition? Is that what you're saying?
He needs to know what truth is. Yeah. It's like you can give me definitions all day
Okay.
long. It doesn't mean you understand what the definition is saying.
No.
I'm still not-
take
I'm
it
still
full
not
circle.
getting it. I'm still not.
Take
I'm
it
just
full
still not
circle.
getting it.
You can do it. It'll go again and again.
Why does he need a definition for his definition, though?
No, you don't need a definition for the definition. You need to understand what the definition is describing.
Wait. Okay. So you just need to have a description of the description. I mean, how far do you want to take this back?
You need to understand what truth is. What
Okay.
reality is. He's just telling me truth is reality, reality is truth, and you have to know what
he
that is.
gave you an actual epistemological model known as the justification, the JDP or JTB theory of knowledge, right?
Physical
Which
thing?
is that truth is that which corresponds to reality.
Which is what?
That's how. Yeah. So you asked, well, which reality? That's a different question.
No, but you're still not telling me what reality or truth is.
No, he's telling you what truth is without answering the question
No.
at the micro level.
No, that's not what truth is. Truth is that only your maker can remake you again. That's the truth.
Wait, so that's the
No,
only...
that's the doctrinal truth. What they're asking is, maybe
That's
something
absolute
that's paradigmatic or something like that.
Right.
Absolute truth.
Oh, absolute truth.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you distinguish an absolute truth if there aren't already non-absolute truths?
It's not temporal. It's not a temporal truth. It's not a physical.
Is that temporally true?
That only God can remake you?
Yeah. Remake, actually.
No.
That's why I asked you. What does remake mean? Remake?
Only he can is eternal.
That's a temporal term.
Awesome.
No, it's eternally true. It's the only truth there is that he's the only hope of our salvation.
Okay, so
But that's a doctrinal truth, though.
But
that's what I would say. That's a theological dogma, but philosophically that isn't true.
But Jesus is a historical figure, and salvation is a real thing in our lives, and everything about truth is what we're going by. We're going by everything that's true.
Right.
Can you show something that's axiomatic, Jungle? Like, show us something that, like the laws of logic, we would say that those are true regardless of Christianity or not. That's what I think what they're looking for, or something like that. At least you describe something that we can apply.
But you can't get out of having a maker, though.
Okay, so
no, we're not. Yeah, that's nothing to the maker. We're just trying to establish truth.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to disagree with that, right? They could say we're all stardust, and then therefore we're star children, and we were remade by star children or something.
No, because everything requires energy. Energy comes from a greater energy, which comes from a greater energy, which comes from an infinite potential, which is God.
Right. They could be Platonists like Sean Carroll. Good job. Thank you.
No, because everything comes from God.
Yeah.
Because energy comes from a greater energy, which comes from a greater energy, which comes from an infinite potential. If they appeal to infinite universe,
but the scripture. No, I know where you're going with this.
But that's an appeal to God. When they appeal to infinite potential,
that's the problem. Scripture says God is infinite. And then you're saying there's no such thing as actual infinites.
But that's not.
That's going to be a real problem for you when you go to exegete the scripture.
But that's not a problem because that's the definition of God. He's infinite.
No, that's a problem for you as a Christian.
How so?
Because the scripture says God is infinite. And then you're going to argue there aren't any infinites. They can't actually exist. There's no actual infinites. There's only potential infinites.
No, not potential.
That was your argument just now.
No, you're not understanding what infinite potential is. I'm not.
No, I am. I know. I used to use the Kalam cosmological argument.
Not a potential infinite. It's an infinite potential.
What? What are you talking about?
God can do anything. He's all powerful. No,
So he can lie or stop being God.
well, that's failing. That's not doing something.
Oh, so it's conditional. It sounds like it's
No, it's
potential
not
then.
conditional. It's
It
always doing
is.
what's right.
It is. Wait, hold on.
Always being perfect. It's always being perfect. It's always doing right. What's right. It's
So
never failing.
so God cannot lie, right? You agree
God
with me on
cannot
that?
fail. God
Why?
cannot fail
Why is that?
because he would disintegrate and we wouldn't exist.
But why couldn't he lie? Couldn't God just lie to people?
No, no,
Why?
because he would self-destruct.
No. I'm asking you, scripturally speaking, right?
Yeah,
You're a
no,
Christian, right?
God would not exist
I-
if there was any. He is
He has-
holy. He is holy. If there was any speck of impurity or immorality
He's-
or fault, he would not exist. He would self-destruct, and
Yeah,
we
he would-
wouldn't even exist.
I agree with JJ. He has C4 strapped to his waist, and if he saw that he was
Right.
corrupt, he would just go boom.
No, but you cannot be eternal. And
My answer is a lot.
be holy.
my-
The only way for anything to be holy or eternal forever is to be perfect.
But that would, if you were eternal forever, that would be an actual infinite, right?
If I was eternal forever,
No, an actual infinite would be a being, an uncaused cause that existed necessarily for all aeons, for all eternity, right? That would be an actual infinite.
all the evidence is
Right. But your argument about contingency and the beginning and matter and things like this was depending on actual entities not existing.
No,
Why do you say that there are no actual entities in the case of matter?
no,
but somehow for God that's allowed.
No, because any amount of energy, any amount of matter requires a greater energy and a greater energy until you arrive at God.
Well, why couldn't you just posit a multiverse?
That's the same thing.
Oh,
That's
so the multiverse is God.
Infinite, no, but infinite possibilities is an appeal to God. We don't exist in the realm of infinite possibilities. We exist in limited time and distance, limited time and space. And the multiverse is just a belief anyways. There's no evidence for it. But if you appeal to that, you're appealing. It's the same thing as an appeal to God because you're appealing to infinite possibilities, which is who God is. God is infinitely capable.
So then how could you, as a person stuck in the natural realm, ever argue beyond the natural realm, right?
No, because I can see
it's a problem Immanuel Kant pointed out in one of his works. It's the Critique of Pure Reason, right?
No,
how do you move from the finite to prove the infinite? How do you even do that?
Because
you're stuck in the infinite. You've never experienced the infinite.
Because of what is created, like it says in Romans, that creation is evident. Because of what is created, any amount of energy requires an infinite amount of energy or infinite energy potential.
Okay. I'm sorry, I just don't get the logic behind it.
Well, the logic is that if anything exists, it means that God exists.
No, I agree with you there, but I just disagree with the reasoning behind it that if anything physical, temporal, or potentially infinite exists, therefore there must be something that's actually infinite. Well,
the infinite, the finite.
I think that line of reasoning is fallacious.
The finite is a fabrication as a result of the creation of matter, which dilates time and distance, which enables our existence.
Okay.
Which comes from an infinite potential.
An actual infinite?
Yeah, an actual God, yeah.
No, an actual infinite God. See, the Kalam cosmological argument is that there can't be any actual infinite. But then from scripture, it argues that God is an actual infinite.
There has to be an actual infinite because that's any bit.
There you go. Right.
Any bit of energy comes from a greater amount of energy. Energy can't make itself. Energy can't order itself. Energy
that's I'm just saying that's one of the problems I have with the Kalam, right? You're literally arguing there is no such thing as actual infinites.
I did not say
and then
anything
appealing to an actual infinite.
But I didn't say anything about a Kalam.
No, you didn't. But you appealed to energy, right?
Which comes from a greater energy.
Which comes from what? An actual
which comes from a greater energy, which comes from a greater energy,
right.
Which comes from an infinite energy potential. An all-powerful. It comes from an all-powerful.
So an actual infinite source?
An actual all-powerful God, yeah.
See, that's why I don't use the Kalam. Doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, I'd probably won't use it either.
How can you make an argument that there are no actual infinites and then conclude that except for this one actual infinite?
Right.
That we call God.
I probably won't use it either, as far as that goes, if that's the case.
That's what the argument does, though. Anyhow, any other things, folks? I don't want to hog everybody's time.
No, but that's every amount of energy, or any amount of energy, has to come from a greater and greater amount of energy, which has to come from God. All power comes from God. That is the definition of God.
Right, but that's a doctrinal statement.
But it's a reality too.
I'm noticing something interesting. I'm noticing Jungle Jargon hasn't used the word regress yet. The infinite regress. He won't. It's weird because he's brought this up before and he's been challenged on it multiple times. But
what's regress? What's regress? It always. That's what. How do you define infinite?
Potential or actual. That's how you do it.
Infinite is never ending. That's the definition of God.
No, there's a potential infinite, then there's an actual infinite.
No, not.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about a potential, a possible. I'm not.
I know you're not.
Possibility. I'm talking about an actual.
Right. You're ruling out the actual infinites. But then you're concluding that the actual infinite must be God, which is weird.
No.
So you don't. Okay.
You're mixing things up. It's got nothing to do with. But you're not understanding the word potential, or I'm using the word potential in the wrong way.
Yeah, I'm not understanding the words that are coming out of my mouth, son.
Yeah, I didn't read any of St. Thomas Aquinas or anything like that. I never read that.
God has all power.
Okay.
God is capable of doing anything.
Okay.
So he can lie.
So he can lie. Now we're right back to that question.
He can't fail.
Wait. So then God can't fail to lie?
God cannot fail.
He's saying that lying is a failure to tell the truth, so that's why he can't lie.
Lying is a logical contradiction. You can't lie. You can't lie and be logical. You can't lie and be logical. It's contrary to logic.
Sure you can.
No, you can, but
all we have to do is define very, very precisely what a lie is. And I would say a lie
doesn't actually exist. It's what you think exists, or what you say exists, which it doesn't exist.
Okay, so lies are illusory now. They don't exist.
Exactly. That's what a lie is.
Man, you got yourself.
Oh, wait. JJ's a robot.
A lie is a deception. A lie is a deception. It doesn't not actually true.
It doesn't actually exist. If lies
don't exist, then JJ's a robot.
It's not actually true. A lie is not actually true.
Okay.
See, I remember.
I can't. I'm just gonna say, Cerberus, you swam for a long time. I don't know if I could do it that long.
Well, that's cool. See, I remember JJ from almost 6 years ago now.
But it says creation is evident.
I want to expose JJ to the newer community.
It says creation is evident. That means there's evidence of your creator.
Well, yeah, you're not going to find an argument for me on that. But I would say that it's immediate evidence.
Right. It's evidence of an
virtue of being born.
It's an evidence of an infinite all-powerful, all-knowing maker of everything there is. That's what the evidence is.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So all of creation is evidence of God.
I agree with you.
And here we go for round 3. Ding, ding, ding.
Let's see. The thing is, I knew coming into this, JJ is only here to testify, not do philosophy. That's why I wanted to set up the debate.
Yeah, you wanted to catch me on the what truth is, but truth is
No,
more.
you don't understand. I did catch you.
Truth is more than a definition. It's not.
That's not what I caught you on, JJ.
If it's just a definition, it's incomplete because you couldn't even tell me what truth is anyway.
Sure. That's not what I'm talking about when I said I caught it.
No, stop.
You couldn't tell me what truth is.
See, we can do it again. JJ's going to bring it back to testifying because that's
You
all-
don't have the truth to tell me what truth is.
See, there
No,
he is. He's testifying.
I would work with it. I would say John 14:6, Jesus is the truth. Guess what? Jesus isn't a compilation of words composed into a sentence. That's not who he is. He's a person.
Yeah, he's a person. He's
That's
also
right.
a savior. He's
Now,
also
when we're
a savior.
asking what is truth, we're trying to figure out propositions, which are truth bearers that sentences convey to people. That's not the same thing at all, is it?
Well, it's absolute truth. It's true forever that Jesus is your savior.
Well, no, I would say John 14:6 is conveying the proposition that's expressed in that sentence in that verse that Jesus is the only way to salvation through the Father.
Forever.
Yeah, for all time. Well, I mean, only way is pretty much already universal, right?
Right. Only God can be your savior.
But it's not saying that Jesus himself is a proposition, that he's a collocation of words on a page or a speech act uttered by a human being somewhere.
But the truth is all encompassing. It's absolute.
See, now this goes back to the equivocation on the predication of is, doesn't it?
It's all encompassing. Truth is all encompassing. It's all truth about everything.
Okay.
He's here
Do you
to
agree that there are many propositions?
There's many imaginations, but
No, I'm not saying, I'm not asking you, are there many truths? I'm saying, are there many propositions?
well, there's many things that are true temporarily.
Might want to ask him to define what a proposition is.
Well, yeah, the proposition that I'm sitting on a chair, that's true temporarily. I'm not going to always be sitting on a chair, and I won't always be able to sit on a chair.
Right. In that case, it would be an indexical proposition.
Right.
Right.
A temporal truth. Exactly.
A temporal proposition, actually.
Temporal truth.
No, a
Temporal
temporal
truth, which is
proposition.
not absolute truth.
It's called an indexical truth. You know what
it's
an
not an absolute truth.
See, this is where we're mixed up. Have you gone to the Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy and looked up what an indexical truth is?
No.
Okay, so you're unaware that there are temporal truths and then there are absolute truths.
No, I just told you there's temporal truths and absolute truths.
Well,
A
thank
temporal
you.
truth is not an absolute truth.
I agree with you. I
Right,
want to
that's
make
what
that
I was
distinction.
saying. That's what I was trying to explain to Cerebral, what his name is.
But you said that there are no temporal truths to Cerberus, right?
No, they are temporal truths. That's why they're not absolute truths.
Okay, so go ahead. I don't even know where to go with this. Okay, so you agreed that there are absolute truths and then there are conditional truths.
If I can understand it can't be that complicated.
Well, that's why I don't know why you were saying things Cerberus, like there are no such thing as temporal truths.
No, I was saying he was talking about a temporal truth. I'm saying a temporal truth is not an absolute truth.
Okay. Why would he? I wouldn't disagree. I would say, yeah, there are temporal truths.
So you misunderstand what I'm trying to convey. And
No, but you said several times that there are no temporal truths.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm the one saying that the truths that he's talking about are temporal.
Okay, go Go ahead.
Don't be changing
I'm not
what
even
I'm
talking
saying.
about
Don't
truths.
be misunderstanding what I'm saying.
JJ, you don't understand. I wasn't even talking about truths.
Yeah, you were just giving me a definition and you didn't know what truth was.
Sure. Like I'm letting other people swim in circles with you right now, right? You can testify all you want over and over again. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. I'm fine with that too.
Yeah. Obviously.
And having to repeat myself 100 times is also okay.
No, you didn't have to repeat yourself.
Well,
Don't
it didn't get
misunderstand
across
that.
the first time. It didn't get across the first or the second or the third time, so I have to keep on repeating it.
Then you might want to learn how to rephrase.
Well, I haven't changed that much, and you're understanding a little bit more and more all the time.
Just like a robot.
I mean, why should I change if it's not wrong?
Resistance is futile.
If it's temporal, it's temporal. If it's
Religion does
eternal,
not know
it's
about
eternal.
frustration.
It's eternal is absolute.
Okay, so then there are absolute truths, but we still are left with the question: what is truth?
The truth is that only your maker can remake you again. Nobody else can.
The truth is this statement. The
So the
truth
state-
is this statement.
Absolute truth. I just told you what absolute truth is.
The truth is
Yeah,
this
we're
statement.
trying to ground the truth in a person, not a
Right.
statement.
Right.
No,
Or something else. Right.
no, you don't have to. You don't have to. It's grounded in reality. It's grounded in eternal truth. We're the result of eternal truth, of eternal, all-powerful God.
Okay, so you hold to the JTB theory, right? The truth is that which corresponds to reality.
Well, if you know what reality is,
Well, we're not asking about ontology; we're asking about epistemology here, right?
well, truth is what is. God is what is. He said, "Before Abraham was, I am."
Sure.
Yeah, forever.
Right. So you would agree that if Abraham, let's use it, like if Abraham was really given that covenant in Genesis 12 through 15, that corresponds with the reality and therefore it's true, right?
That was, yeah, it corresponds with reality. That's what happened. But
Okay.
that's a part of a lot of what is true. You know, in fact, all the covenants have to do with truth.
Yeah, and they're all conditional too. Most of them,
Just
anyway.
right, except for Jesus. I mean, Jesus sent us His Spirit, and depending on whether we accept or reject His Spirit, we will be saved because His Spirit is the only link that we have to God.
Yeah, you're not going to get an argument from me against that. Where I'm a little confused is when we ask what is truth, are you asking the ontological question, right? For example, there are different theories of truth. You have the JTB theory, right,
Well,
which says truth is that which corresponds to reality. Then you have the correspondence theory of truth.
it corresponds to reality for how long, though?
Right. Then you also have, okay, I mean that's fine. You can criticize it that way.
Yeah.
Then you have other theories, right? That like the coherence theory of truth, which is say that the truth is what adheres with a larger system, which sounds more like what you're saying. Like there's all these different models in epistemology of theories of truth.
Well, the larger system would be what corresponds with truth forever.
Okay.
I mean, and it's also true that things are physically, temporally true because of the fact that they were made to exist by the maker of everything, who is eternally true.
So then why would reality matter in that respect? If God created it and it's going to pass away or come to a different state, depending how you look on that, wouldn't it itself be temporal?
The truth?
Well, whatever corresponds to reality on that model, yeah.
Well, that's the thing. It's true that it's a temporal fabrication. That is true for the time being.
Right. Okay.
And which God is the maker of everything.
I don't know. Anybody else have any other thoughts?
So,
Nope.
so that people were
Patience, brother. Patience.
people were worshiping their ancestors and lightning and volcanoes and the sun. They were
Wait.
worshiping powers. Powers and all powers come from God.
I was gonna just say, I'm like the way praise almost butchered patience. You've been
Patience.
you've been sipping back on
Patience,
Grandpa's
brother.
old
Patience.
Well, I'm aware that it's hard to tell me anything and talk to me. I'm aware of that, but
It's not though. It's just some people. It's your personality. I think it's a God-given gift. So I don't think anything's wrong with it. I think other people take it wrong though. But what? Oh well.
but yeah, I mean, if you can tell me something, or if anybody else can tell me something, that would be, then I would be able to make a correction, you know. But apparently, Cerebral Hex doesn't have anything to tell me.
Cerebral.
He's
I
the,
called him that too.
I want to say that praise. He's
gonna get
actually the
triggered.
first person. He's the first person online that made that mistake.
Yeah. So me and JJ are in the same canoe here.
Well, I don't even know what Cerberus is.
Cerebralist, yeah.
It's the three-headed dog from the pagan literature. You don't read the Greek,
No, I don't-
Greek
no.
mythology? Oh, I'm sorry.
Not too much.
Miss
But,
out.
no, that's no big deal.
Come on.
No big deal.
Well, I mean, it's also in the context of Mass Effect. I am a human supremacist,
Nice.
over other species.
Homo cerebrist.
Homo cerebrus.
No,
This
you almost got me on that definition thing.
No, I did get you because it wasn't my goal
You
to
did,
actually
you
read
did
the
that.
definition.
You did at first, but then when I figured out what you were doing,
Enlighten me, JJ. What was I doing?
you were giving me the definition and instead of telling me what truth is.
You're confusing the tactic for the strategy, JJ.
Wait, this is worse than fly fishing. You throw it out, you keep catching the same stupid fish, biting at the same fly every time.
Yeah,
I
you
wanted to
reel him
know-
in, and then he goes, "No, you didn't."
I wanted you to tell me what truth is. That's what I wanted.
Huh?
I wanted
Oh,
you to tell me what truth is.
I mean,
He did that in the first 3 minutes. He said,
Gave me the
truth is
definition.
that which corresponds to reality.
Gave me
Verbatim.
the definition, which doesn't tell me anything.
Okay.
tell you nothing.
So is it because the definition doesn't correspond to reality?
And
Well,
you-
apparently not, because it doesn't say that only your maker can remake you again.
So then the criterion is it needs to correspond to reality in order to be true, right?
Well, that is the reality, but you have to know what reality is, though. He didn't know what reality is to tell me.
No, we weren't asking about reality. We're asking what is truth.
It's the same thing.
No, it's not the same thing.
The same thing.
One is the precondition for the other, yes, but we're not asking about the precondition.
No, but he couldn't tell me either one. He couldn't tell me either one. What he says,
Okay.
truth is reality, and reality is truth.
So why
but he
is it,
couldn't tell
are
me
you
what
are
he
you
couldn't-
saying it's wrong because it doesn't correspond to reality?
because he couldn't tell me what reality is. He couldn't tell me what truth is. He couldn't tell
No,
me that
That's not what I
Make-
asked you.
remake you.
No, I'm asking, are you saying it's wrong what he said because it doesn't correspond to reality?
No, but you have to know what reality is, though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's fine. I didn't ask you which reality we're in.
He gave me the definition.
Are you saying it's wrong because
It
it,
was
doesn't
wrong.
correspond to reality?
Because he couldn't tell me what is. He gave me the definition without understanding what the definition was saying.
Wait, so there's a reality behind what the definition is saying that doesn't match up with the reality he was presenting, which is to say that it was a
No.
different reality.
We almost had
Reality
this-
is something he had no clue of, and he was just spouting words.
So we should go with reality rather than what he was saying, even though his definition was we should go with reality, and that's what truth is.
Definitely, there's nothing wrong with the definition. The
Okay.
problem is not understanding what reality or truth is.
Holy shit! One way you got him to say there's nothing wrong with the definition.
That's what I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with the definition. The problem is you don't understand what the definition is saying.
Okay, so the definition has a reality behind it, right?
The definition is using the word reality, but you don't know what reality is. You couldn't tell me what the reality is.
Well, no, maybe I do know. Who are you to say I don't know what reality is?
You do. Now you should know. You better know.
Why do I need to know that? The debate wasn't about what the reality is.
Truth is your only hope. Truth will set you free.
Yeah, but now you're just talking about sentences expressed in John 14:6, John 3:16, John 3:18. And all those, by the way, are different propositions, right?
No, but
and then you're saying that if you don't do those things, then you're going against reality, which is just to say that you have a correspondence theory of truth, namely that your definition doesn't match with reality.
No, the problem wasn't the definition. The problem, he didn't know what reality or truth is.
Wait, so you're saying that you know what reality is?
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
And
what
then
truth?
Right. And then you're telling him that his definition doesn't line up with the reality that you're saying is the reality?
No, not the definition. He didn't know to tell me what reality is or truth.
Okay. So no
Give me
matter
words.
what, you're
Words
saying
without understanding
your
what they are.
definition needs to line up with reality, right?
It has to line up with reality, and the only thing that does line up with reality is that only your maker can remake you again.
Okay, finally we're getting somewhere. So you agree that truth is that which lines up to reality?
Eternal reality.
Okay.
There's a big difference in eternal and temporal.
Wow.
So you basically conceded Cerberus's definition of what truth is for like the
his definition, but he couldn't tell me what truth. The question is, what is truth?
Oh my gosh.
The question is, what is truth?
How many
He could not tell me the truth. He could not tell me the simple truth that only your maker can remake you again.
Well, I told you that. Your mom, who was remade you too, right? Out of pre-existing matter?
Never remade me. She never made me the first time, and she never remade me either.
This turd has been getting thrown around.
You heard it here first. JJ was not born. JJ was not born. He's a robot.
It was a pre-existing written word, recombination of a pre-existing written word that made every part of me.
Yeah, and I'm not even sure why that's a problem.
Right, my mom didn't concatenate that pre-existing word, and she didn't recombine it either.
Well, Jen, I'm not even sure why that's a problem though, because the scripture does say that Adam was made out of pre-existing matter, dust. What's the problem?
But the matter has to be
ex nihilo, it was ex materia.
The matter has to be programmed though.
No, that's even wrong too. The same word is used in Genesis 1:1 for pre-existing matter. God formed the universe out of pre-existing matter. That's just maybe you don't like that, but that's what the Hebrew says. Well, in other words, Genesis 1 even allows for an eternal universe.
It was pre-existing matter. It was speed of light matter without. It was matter without mass.
No, it was matter without function.
Multiplication of matter with mass, it causes gravity, which dilates time and distance, which makes our existence possible.
It was primordial waters. It was chaos. In Genesis, literally, God shaped it into things.
That's right.
After he created the universe.
That's verse 1. Yes. Which also uses bara, which doesn't necessitate ex nihilo creation either, because it's used of Adam and Eve. They were created bara too, which is out of the dust, out of pre-existing matter.
Pre-existing power. You can say that. Matter is energy. The energy is of God.
No, what I'm telling you is that the universe, according to the scriptures, was made out of pre-existing matter, along with the humans.
That's pushing. I think that's stretching it a little bit because the matter has to be made. The universe has to be made, and which has gravity, which dilates time and distance, which makes our existence possible.
We have found the hardest substance on the planet, folks.
I don't know if I can go something more.
My position on the creation week is a little bit different. I believe that the entire universe was made, including sun, moon, and stars, and that the light was made to be seen on Wednesday. For
So
there was
no light. So there was no light on day 2, and then the merism releasing the merism in verse 1, right?
The life on day 2?
So there was no light on day 2, and then the merism isn't really a merism in verse 1.
God said, "Let there be light." First, when He created the universe, He said the earth was darkness covered the surface of the deep on earth. So that, and then He said on the first day, "Let there be light." So there was darkness covering the surface of the earth, and then there was light on the first day when He said, "Let there be light."
Right. So how is there light if it wasn't until Wednesday?
Because the sun had already existed. There was no light on earth.
Darkness, you're saying on Wednesday is when He created the light.
Listen, if it says darkness covered the surface of the deep, that means there was light elsewhere.
Well, of course. I'm saying the merism is really a merism in verse 1. He created everything.
Including the sun, moon, and stars.
Yes.
And then He said, "Let there be light" on the first day, and then the lights were made to be seen on Wednesday. So the sun, moon, and stars could be seen on Wednesday.
Right.
So I want to ask him if he knows what merism is too. Just let you know.
Mirrors?
A merism, yeah. It's like saying something like from head to toe. It's like saying everything exhaustively. Like if I said I love you from head to toe, I mean all of you.
Heaven was made, but no life was made. It was formless and void on earth. That formless void, Lawrence Krauss seems to think the void is talking about space, the void of space. But
Lawrence Krauss also thinks Genesis 1 has a Big Bang cosmology in it somehow.
But because of the void. He thinks the void, but when it says formless and void, it's talking about earth that was already made.
Okay. Did anybody at the time of the writers and authors and the audience of Genesis 1 know about the Big Bang model?
I mean, Big Bang. How, what evidence is there of a Big Bang? Everything coming from nothing.
I'm not asking you that. I'm asking you.
I mean, why would anybody think that? And there was nobody to exist.
Well,
anyway?
because I'm asking you, why would they be thinking about a Big Bang when nobody had discovered a Big Bang model yet?
You mean after people were created?
No, that's chapter 2. We're in chapter 1.
Well, people were made on the 6th day, right?
Yeah, and it doesn't even say a specific human. In verse 26, it's actually it lacks a definite article. It says Adam, which means all of humankind. And then in verse 27, it moves on to the Ha-Adam.
Well, the problem here is that
all of mankind being created.
The problem here is that the seed of the woman is the covering for humans, and so there can't be any humans that are not Adam.
No, now you're moving into Genesis 2 and Genesis 3.
Well, because the seed of the woman, it was in the woman because she was taken out of Adam. Everything else says He created male and female, and then when it comes to humans, He said He created man first and took Eve from the rib of Adam and made Eve, so that the seed of the woman, the provision for us, was first made in Adam, taken out of Adam to make Eve, and then the seed of the woman is our salvation, our hope.
Okay.
Because of the covering. So Adam is covered, nothing else, nobody else is.
That's the thing, the covering, and then the rib language. Usually your English versions will say rib. These are temple terms. It actually literally says she was built out of parts of a temple.
Okay, because of the body, but But the point being is that nobody else is covered by the seed of the woman, by the provision of Jesus.
No, well, yeah, that's part of it. But more importantly, it's saying
It says everybody else died in the flood anyway.
No, more importantly, it's naming parts that had important functions in the temple within God's covenant community. That's what it's talking about.
To make Eve.
Yeah.
So she is she's a part.
When you're reading the word rib, it's actually side, and it's the same word used for the ridges on top of the temple.
I think you're getting too complicated there, unnecessarily complicated.
Well, I'm not going to go through my whole exegesis of Genesis 2, but I could do that.
Well, basically, she was taken out of Adam to make Eve, which also had the provision of Jesus, so that Adam is covered. Jesus can die for Adam because he is Adam, with God as his father, without sin.
Yeah, I mean,
without sin. Adam had sin. That's why he couldn't. That's why none of us can be a provision.
Okay.
I want to grill Jay. Let's grill Jay on something right now.
Okay.
Jay. Jay.
If he's up for it.
Jay, should we stick some honey on the Barbie?
What's that?
Should we stick some honey on the Barbie to grill you?
I prefer mustard. But...
Let's talk about flat Earth. Hey, you freaking globe head.
Next time I have one of those arguments, I'm just gonna make just odd claims like I invented the question mark and shit like that.
I thought you did pretty good in that conversation. Go ahead, Praise.
Yeah, so can you show me there's not a vacuum?
There's not a vacuum.
Oh, I have a theory about that. The vacuum is a result of the black holes that are sucking space into the black holes.
Hold on, let me go grab my Hoover.
Flat Earth. We got some flat eartherism.
No, it's not flat Earth.
It's
just that there is a vacuum because space is being dragged into the black or falling into the black holes.
Yeah, I think the flat earthers would say the same thing.
Hey, JJ, can spheres have corners?
Oh, spheres? Not a sphere. No.
Okay, they can't have corners, huh? Isn't there a reference in the Bible to the corners of the earth?
Yeah, probably the extremities of the land areas.
Are you sure about that? I mean, let's be specific here, not guess, right?
Yeah, the extremities of the land areas, you can call them corners, I guess.
I actually like the standard for interpreting the Bible, the I guess standard.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it doesn't make any difference. It doesn't change anything.
Oh no, I don't think it would for someone that believes already, right?
Well, we already know and believe the truth, and nobody else can cover for us. So.
Testify, Jargon. Testify.
I do it without using the normal what do you call it? I don't want to say jargon, but the normal phraseology of Christians, because saved by the blood. People say, "What's that mean?"
I would say that the cardinal directions is what it's talking about. There's Cerberus.
Oh yeah, I was trying to get JJ to argue flat Earth.
Oh, I got you.
Well, I don't believe in a flat Earth. I know that you can fly south from South America and run into Australia.
Well, that's a good job. You took God, the words of man over God's word. That's good. It's a good start.
It's not really the words of man. It's an actual thing. You can book a Qantas flight every day from South America to Australia.
That was some really juicy,
A 14-hour nonstop flights direct straight to Australia.
I don't remember God saying that at all.
All the words of man. Yes.
It's a reality. You have to deal with it. You know.
Is that true?
Yeah, it's true. It's absolutely true, but only as long as the Earth exists.
Not really.
Absolutely true.
Only as long as the Earth exists.
We need Dallas Thomas in here, or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Doubting Thomas, yeah.
Oh, Doubting Thomas or Saint Tommy?
No
Well,
doubt.
either one. I like Saint Tommy too. He's cool.
This guy. So you say, I must be God's willing that I am here as an agnostic for you to make fun of. That guy. That Doubting Thomas.
I must be God's willing that I'm here as an agnostic for you can make fun of me. I don't think I'm making fun of you. Oh, are you a flat earther?
No, but I would maintain that most young Earth creationists use the exact same hermeneutic as flat earthers.
I'm a young Earth creationist, and I'm not a flat earther.
Well, then
Okay.
you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, then you're doing it wrong. I don't know what to say.
I'm just saying what I can see. I don't know.
So
We can prove otherwise.
yeah, let me give you an example. Have you heard of the canopy theory?
Yeah. Well, I kind of
Okay.
believe in that. Maybe not exactly what they're saying, but I do believe the pressure was greater. There was more oxygen, and the pressure was greater, and
Mhm.
there wasn't any rain.
Are you aware that that is a theory first proposed by Henry Morris in his Genesis and the Flood creation book around 1980?
No, I'm just going by what the Bible says. Is that there was no rain.
Okay.
There was no rain, and the evidence that there was more oxygen on Earth and the pressure
So-
was greater.
So if you're going by what the scripture says in Genesis 1:6-8, you believe that there are waters above somewhere?
Yeah, there were waters above. There is waters above right now.
Mm-hmm. What's holding the waters back in that passage?
It's the high pressure. When
Wait,
when the
pressure?
pressure decreases, when you got low pressure cells, you know what a low pressure cells. That's when
No,
it starts
no. The
raining.
words there are raka and rakia.
That's when it starts raining. Is when we get a low pressure cell. That's when water condenses out of the
See?
atmosphere and it
See?
rains.
You're
It's
doing
got
it again.
the eggs.
You can't exegete the text.
It's low pressure. When it was higher pressure, it didn't rain.
Yeah. What's the Hebrew word for pressure? Where am I going to find that in the Hebrew lexicons?
No, it just said it didn't rain.
It's ebulosis.
It just said there was no rain.
I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Yeah, there is no word for pressure. You just inserted that into the text, my
That's
brother.
some Hugh Ross stuff, man.
There was no rain, so the pressure was higher. It wasn't.
No, that's Genesis 2. 2 point. Actually, it's 2:4b.
because there was water above. There is water above, but it
doesn't
only
say that
falls
there-
out. It
No,
falls
it
out
says-
of the sky whenever the pressure lowers.
Yeah, because the ancients believed that we quite literally lived in a giant aquarium bubble, sort of a thing.
Well, whatever it was, it was different than it is today. And
I agree
it was,
with you.
it was
So that's
broken
why
up.
we shouldn't put words like pressure into the ancient writer's mouth, right?
No, but it's because of the higher pressure. Yeah.
Well, I
Okay.
mean, that's just a presupposition, though, but it's not in the text. That's what they call eisegesis.
Well-
You're adding into the text. That's what's
Oh.
not in the text.
No, but it is in the text that it didn't rain. That water would come up. from
Yeah,
the ground.
but we're talking about Genesis 1, though.
Yeah. In Genesis 2 is where it actually says that. And what it says, the rationale behind it was the reason why it didn't rain was because there was no man to cultivate the ground. The idea is guiding the water into irrigation or farming sort of areas.
I
It's,
would have
it's
to
not
look
saying
at
that there's no rain at all.
I'd have to look at that again. But there,
Yeah, I mean, everyone's entitled to
water
that's
would
fine. I mean, I understand Jungle's point of view, and I mean, it's fine. I don't think it's, whatever.
it said water would come up from the ground at night, which kind of indicates that the moon
Sure.
probably like brought the water up from the ground at night.
Okay. That's fine. You could speculate that, but the text doesn't say that.
No, but it does say that it
It says
didn't
a
rain.
mist. A
Didn't
shakak
rain,
came up from the ground. Yeah.
and the water came up from the ground to water the plants for the purpose of watering the plants.
Right. It's just talking about what morning dew, if you will.
No.
Oh, that's
Up from the
actually
ground. It came up from the ground to water the
that
plants.
okay. But did you ever look up the word for mist there? It actually is talking about morning dew. That's the way it's used in the Hebrew text.
Yeah, but that's not
Pull it up one way. Pull it up on your screen right now.
The dew that we know of, that's not enough to water the plants. It has to come up from the ground. It was like the
Yeah,
you call
pull it
it?
up and shove it in his face. Yeah, pull it up. sorry.
Yo, did you watch my stream tonight with Godless Engineer? What did you think of it?
No, I haven't watched all of it.
I think you were destroying eardrums.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had it real low. I was in there for a little bit. Yeah, there was a couple times he got pretty loud. I was just like, man, I'm glad I don't have earbuds in because I'd be.
That's for effect. You need to have that part of a show. You always need that effect, you know.
It was hydroponic was the word I was trying to think of. It was hydroponic. It would come up from the ground at night to water the plants.
Okay.
So it was irrigated.
Yeah, naturally.
It was God's. It was God's.
It was God's creation. God's creation. Don't make fun of it, Jake.
All limestone filtered. Limestone filtered water.
The what?
Well, no, I can go through other texts, but it's just pointless. The point that I was making, it's pointless to argue because it would take an entire few hours. Like get down to the nitty here. My view is what is called accommodationism. It's a hermeneutic that says God accommodated the people at the time and used their thoughts and expressions, their mannerisms to convey theological truths to them.
Their understanding.
The opposite view is called concordism, where you read your modern scientific or medical or you name it, your modern ideas into that text. And the young Earth creationists, like the flat earther, does the second model. That's their hermeneutic. Their hermeneutic is called concordism. In other words, it has to fit with modern science, which is why they always go to modern science. Well, rather than exegeting the text.
It does fit with modern science as long as we understand what's being said. And
there it is.
As long as we understand.
Right.
Okay, Thomas wants me to jump in here. So I'm going to say you're all wrong. Come at me, bro.
Science is what we know. Science is what we can know.
But not really.
It's what we can prove. What we can prove to be true.
I would just say you're ill-informed on this as well. Science doesn't prove anything.
And theology is the highest form of science.
Hey, Jungle Jargon, you didn't say the truth there.
Yeah, well, you can know to be true.
You said your truth.
Yeah, you didn't say the truth there at all.
So we can know to be true. I didn't say truth, but that's what we're talking about.
So it's a truth. So there are lots of truths.
Yeah, temporarily, most of it.
So there are temporary truths. Okay.
You didn't get that yet?
No, I did a long time ago when I brought up the 6 senses of predication.
Oh, I thought I was talking to somebody else. Okay. Half the time when you're speaking one way, I'm thinking I'm talking to somebody else.
Ho, ho, ho. Talk more about different viewpoints of creation, though.
Yeah.
This is interesting when you're bringing up there one way. Of the accommodationless view, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't always exactly believe the same as all young Earth creationists because I believe that the Earth split apart 100 years after the global flood, which is another thing.
Okay.
I would say that preference the statement with I don't actually think the Bible is correct, but if anyone, including a deity, was to write a book for a people, you write it for the audience you intend it for, right? So if you think you need to read the scripture in a modern context, you are basically saying that God intended what he was saying at the time to be not understandable.
That's
No,
my
no. What
quibble,
the
Cerberus.
problem?
Exactly.
Yeah.
The problem with
So
that
I
is
agree with you. If there is a God and he did write the Bible, he would have wrote it for the people he was giving it to.
But the problem is the definition of words at the time, which are not always don't always correspond with the words that we use today. For example, the insects had
I
four
agree.
legs, and the bats were birds and stuff like that. It's not always correspond to what we understand today.
I agree with you, and that's because God took an accommodationist approach. He wasn't a concordist.
Well, it has to do with definition of words. That's all.
Oh, I totally agree with you there too. Would you agree with me that words are intended to they are tools used to convey ideas to audience in such a way that they understand them?
Yeah, and usually that happens when you're
Yeah.
speaking
So how
to
do you
somebody
explain
when you're speaking to
the
the
Big
same.
Bang to an ancient agrarian, ancient Middle Near Eastern person?
Oh, I understand you can't really explain that, and
course.
you might not be able to explain the round Earth to them either.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of things that people don't understand. The majority of the people probably would not be able to understand. But
So then why would we hold to a model of inspiration where we say the Bible is God's word, where he tells people things that they have no damn clue about, right? Or they were like, I don't know. What did God just say just now? Wait, let me write that down. I'll figure it out 2,000 years from now.
Yeah, but there are a lot of things that are understood after the fact much better, or in some ways,
Okay.
Just like a day is like 1,000 years, 1,000 years is like a day. That's relativity.
Well, yeah, I'm not even sure if that's correct. That's just a genre issue, right? That's proto-apocalyptic literature.
But it's also relativity.
No, it has to do with the genre. The genre is proto-apocalyptic genre. It's meant to be figurative. It's meant to be hyperbolic.
But that's not hyperbole. That's actuality. That's
Wait. So then there are only 1,000 cattle on hills?
No, it doesn't mean that you have to transpose it to everything in every case.
Well, but then okay, so then you're saying that it's not hyperbole, but then you're saying that it's something else.
It says with God. It says with God, a day is like 1,000 years.
Well, of course,
like a day, not with us.
Of course. But I'm pointing out to you that the genre is apocalyptic imagery. It's meant to be figurative.
Well,
do you think God learns when the sun's going to set?
But I mean, when it's
going to rise, or
you're saying it's figurative, but it's actuality.
Open theism, son.
It's an actuality that a day is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is like a day. It's an actuality.
Right. No, it's not an actuality. You know what like is?
Yeah, because time is relative.
If I say your hair, let's use Song of Solomon.
Because time runs at different rates.
Your temples are like a pomegranate.
Our day is like 1,000 years in different time and space.
No, okay, do you know what a simile is?
And to God.
What? No, a simile.
I'm talking about relativity.
When I say your hair is like coal,
but
am I saying your hair is coal?
Relativity is an actuality. It's an actuality, relativity.
Wait, do you think any of these people were thinking about relativity?
Well, with God, they had to understand with God things are different.
Okay, so God downloaded these things into their heads that they had no clue about for them to write it down so other people could learn things they had no clue about?
Well, what I'm saying is it is an actuality that with God, a day is like 1,000 years and 1,000 years is like a day.
That's the problem. So you can read anything into the scriptures on your view. It becomes a wax nose.
It's an actuality. It happens to be absolutely true for the time being. Where
in the passage is it talking about relativity?
Well, it didn't say relativity, but it was describing
Right.
relativity.
That's you putting your modern idea into the Bible. That's eisegesis.
But it's absolutely true that for the time being, that time is relative.
Is that absolutely true? Not to the presentist. There's no truth there. Even today, that's not necessarily the case.
Yeah, because
There,
time
for, for the presentist, the future doesn't exist and the past doesn't exist. There's only the eternal present. Even today, that's not true.
Well, the universe runs at different rates, so you can't even say it's so many billion years because time runs at different rates in the universe.
Okay, do you think these guys were running around doing Einsteinian equations, coming up with theories of relativity?
Well, maybe that's what got Einstein thinking about it, but with God, a day is relative. A matter of time is relative.
To what?
A day is like 1,000 years. A day here is like 1,000 years elsewhere, and a day.
Yeah, you're telling me there's a simile.
1,000 years here is like a day elsewhere, or it actually is a day elsewhere.
What does the simile like point to?
Well, it's similar. It's almost the same thing.
So it's hyperbole. Yeah, I understand.
That's the point.
Okay, Jungle
Right.
A simile is when you compare two things that are not alike to make the description vivid. Right? It's not literally saying these two things are the same thing.
Well, I mean, how can you compare the time of a day and the time of 1,000 years? You have to be speaking relatively.
That's your concordism kicking in. Yes.
One thing I disagree with you one way, maybe. I mean, not on everything, but with the accommodationalist view, maybe with the creation, especially verse 1 and 2. I don't know. I think maybe God put a truth in there that's applicable to all generations, because remember, plenary inspiration, that the writers, everything that God wanted to convey was put into the pen of the writers. So if God put a truth that was applicable to all generations, I don't see how that would violate what you're saying.
Well, how would it violate if I tell you Genesis 1 actually, objectively, contains flat earth cosmology in it, and that is true for all generations coming after that, I'm not sure where I would be violating that.
No, I'm saying, like, I think you were saying, like, well, God has to, or I mean, like, not have to, but I think you're saying that God, because our limited minds back then for these people, they didn't understand, like, he was almost obligated or whatever to go to their level. But I'm saying no, I don't think God is subject to ancient human beings, even if they didn't understand. I'm saying that's an excuse. I'm saying there could be things in there that's applicable to all generations that who would read the Bible.
Yeah, I don't think I would. That would be something we'd have to hash out more, but I don't think that's off the table either. There is a Jewish interpretation called Pasher, or in the scholastic literature, it's called sensus plenior, which means that there is a meaning beyond the immediate meaning that is what's called a fuller meaning. It would be something like if I told you I'm going to buy you the best car in the world, right? Mm-hmm. And then I give you this car, whatever it is. And then later on, I buy you another car and I give that to you. You'd say, yeah, that was a great car. Now this one also applies because this is even an even better car, that sort of a thing. So you can have texts that have open reference that apply throughout a larger scope of time. So I don't know if I would necessarily disagree with you, but that would be like a very large conversation. About
you would need some kind of context. I'm sure you would need some type of hermeneutic or context to demonstrate that. But I'm just saying, it's like, I don't think it's completely where God had to accommodate people back then. I don't think God could give two craps if those people didn't understand or not, to a point, just as long as he understood the moral laws. Like the 10 Commandments, or the royal edicts, I would say.
Okay, but the thing is, right? If I write a book that you know with the implication that when I give it to you, you're supposed to understand it and study it, but it's actually not possible for you to understand, that's a dick move.
Well, I mean, that's where
That's
God says
problem.
if you ask for wisdom, He'll give it to you liberally. I think if God maybe can reveal things to people as well, just like He did to the writers who wrote down, the manuscripts, whatever.
Yeah, but what happens is, God tells the one guy who's questioning it what it teaches him what it actually means, and then everyone else stones the guy to death. Right? It's a dick move.
Well, I mean, that's just ignorance. So, see, God doesn't pay ignorance. I think they'd be judged harshly probably for that, whatever. But see, God, in my viewpoint anyway, that allows free will, and I guess you could consider that a dick move because it's free will. But I think that's just the nature of reality.
Maybe. There is an argument I make when I play act as the devil, and that is God doesn't tell you what is, He tells you what you need to know. And it kind of seems like what both of you are saying in one sense or another.
Yeah, I mean, well, He says those who seek will. I mean, if those who really go after the truth or whatever seek it will understand, they'll get those deeper truths. And I just think that is the proper way, or process or way to obtain truth or understand things. Is just constantly trying to go in there and whatever, put the effort into studying. I think that's what it comes down to. Study to show yourself approved. 2 Timothy.
Right. Maybe I can explain it this way, because I ran into the same sort of dialectic that you're talking about, Cerberus. When I was exegeting Genesis 1, I ran into the Old Testament scholarship, and that is where I changed my mind, and I lean more towards accommodationism than concordism. What my concern is that people can, if you really apply the concordist approach, you can, like, the scripture just becomes like a wax nose. You could literally read anything into there that comes along later. At the same time, there is this aspect of sensus plenior or pesher interpretation that is traditional in Jewish scribal schools, where there's like a fuller sense. I guess where I differ is that if you are going to have an interpretation of Genesis 1 that doesn't fall victim to that, it at least needs to fit that historical context in such a way that people can understand it. So, for example, I don't even argue, right, that Genesis 1 teaches a round earth. I don't even argue that Genesis 1 teaches a flat earth. Instead, I teach that this is theological polemics against different models, which does fit the time period. So if your interpretation of a text doesn't fit the historical time period in a way that other people can understand that, then it doesn't seem to make a lot of sense to me. So that's sort of maybe you can look at that as a compromise between the two, but that's the way that I would look at it. I wouldn't even ask Big Bang questions in Genesis 1. It doesn't make any sense to me. These people don't know any of that. On the other hand, they weren't complete idiots. They could at least describe the way reality worked around them phenomenologically in such a way that could apply to other cultures down the pipe, if you will. But what I would ask is your interpretation has to fit within that historical milieu and that historical context in such a way that other people reading it at that time period could understand it. And so theological polemics makes perfect sense, since they were doing that already with other creation accounts, things like that.
John Kieran actually mentions that in Genesis 1 too.
My fear is where people just read anything,
right,
everything into the text from 2000. That's where you get the slavery, atheological apologetics, that kind of stuff.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
I agree. That's a good point.
the real issue with reading in the modern context to the old book is that there's no way for you to actually verify that you're right, because how do you know that that passage wasn't meant to be understood 100 years from now instead of currently?
I think
I think that's a good question.
a lot can be understood, I think.
Mm-hmm. Well, I would just say it wasn't written to me. It was written to them, not me. It was written for me as a Christian, but it wasn't written to me. That's a huge difference.
I don't think it's that much different that we can't understand it. I think that we can at least be inspired, or God can teach us what He wants to tell us, what He wants to say to us. By
That's what I agree too. The Holy Spirit, like I said, if you ask for wisdom, He gives it liberally. And Jesus says, "Of those who seek the kingdom, those who seek truth, and all that. And if you seek it, you shall find it. If you knock, you'll be answered." I mean, I think there's the mystery right there, the answer to the mystery.
Right, because there are a lot of things that you won't get immediately from reading the text, but then after further consideration and study, sometimes you'll be able to see things differently than what you thought originally about the text. Especially, even things like the prohibition of eating different animals. It wasn't so much not to eat them as not to be like them, and because a lot of times tribal people tended to think that they would take on the spirit of the animal when they ate it.
Okay.
Rawr.
Yeah, I don't have much longer. I think I got about 40 minutes left for my allotted hours here.
Yeah, thanks One Way for your hospitality here and using up your time on your duck stream.
No problem.
It's appreciated.
Thank you, Cerberus and Jungle, for wanting to come over here.
Thanks for the entertainment, guys.
To have a slap fight in the pool.
And you'll allow me to upload it, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't say the discussion ended. I just don't know when it's going to end. We got like 50 more minutes.
But I think it's a $10 fee, isn't that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Send all donations to CerberusHex@PayPal.com. And
if only.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't plan to accept donations from anybody unless they really, really want to, but I don't want to live that way by other people's donations.
That's okay. Just send all of his donations to the Atheist Experience in Texas.
Because
what's that? PayPal.com?
because I know what it's like to live off of other people's donation, because I'm a missionary kid. I wasn't able to do the introduction, but I'm a missionary kid, and so I know what it is to live off of other people's donations, and I never wanted to do that again.
Gotcha.
Oh, so you were one of those people going around destroying local economies.
No, I was the child of one who was ostracized and hated for doing what he's supposed to be doing.
That's all the atheists. No, I'm just kidding. I had to throw that out.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, people look down on it, but missionaries around the world have done a lot of good to a lot of people, and even Brazil is a lot better because of it, because it used to be almost 80% or 90% Catholic. Now it's about half and half, Catholic and evangelical.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Jay's such an atheist.
Jay left.
He's talking smack while Jay's gone.
I thought he was in the background.
He found a more interesting.
I'm not an atheist. I just want to hear him say that. It's so funny.
He found a more interesting discussion, probably.
I'm not an atheist.
No, he isn't anymore.
No, he's not. Well,
that's good. Maybe he's learning something.
I actually came. I made a new argument, and it's not exactly what I presented with him, but I actually think the only difference between an atheist and a pantheist is a personal preference for a definition.
Well, that's pretty close, I think, because they do believe in natural things doing everything. Yeah, they believe in naturalism.
Those are fine words. Let's have another discussion on this.
That's because atheists aren't really atheists because they do believe in naturalism, which is a god.
I mean,
nature.
well, exactly
God.
right. They'll say that doesn't match their definition of what a god is.
Nature as a god, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's my whole point. It's just they don't like the definition, so they're not a theist.
Yeah, but it is idolatry just the same. Which is what we're told in the Bible not to do, not to be.
I'm just not so sure that that's how that applies in the Bible. But
yeah,
watch my biblical
idolatry. Idolatry is like a huge thing in mankind. Idolatry is a good topic to study because
but the problem is that the Decalogue wasn't given to everybody in the world. Right?
But still,
the idea is covenant responsibility that because you're part of God's people and covenant community, you should follow these laws to maintain social order. It has nothing to do.
But you can't credit idols for doing anything. You can't credit objects for doing anything.
That's the funny thing is that there are times in the scripture, in the Old Testament, where God does do that. He actually, and people and God approves of it.
What, like, give an example. Are you talking about like the serpent on the cross?
No, I'm talking about the little idol thingies. I forget what the name of them are. Think about like a Polaroid camera. In the ancient Near East, they didn't have Polaroid cameras, so what they would do is they would build little idols to memorialize or remember their family.
To describe in the Bible, they did.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the actual name of these little things, but they would be made sort of like the way that we use Polaroids to remember a family.
You mean like serifs?
Yeah, serifs. There's the word. Thank you. I was trying to remember the freaking word, but there are places where in the Old Testament where serifs are used, and God doesn't have any problem with it. And it's even after the Decalogue is given.
So describe more in detail about what that practice was.
Well, basically they built this idol or wherever, and they thought that the spirit of their loved one, while in Sheol or in the netherworld, also resided in that little statue. Because their view was, so long as there was a memory of the individual, they would go on to live in the afterlife.
So it would be like a facsimile of the person?
Yeah, that's the way that they viewed it. They didn't worship the idol, but they used that idol to memorialize and perpetuate the memory of their loved one, so as to keep them living in the afterlife.
Okay, so they weren't giving credit to objects for doing anything, though.
No, not the object itself. Yeah. But that's the point.
But the idolatry is when you credit objects for doing things.
Right. If you read the Decalogue, what it's actually saying is when you bow down and worship the idol.
Yeah. So that means idolatry can extend from, giving credit to dolls. You can give credit to molecules and matter and atoms or anything.
Well, I mean, that's the way you would read it, but that's not the way it's actually presented.
But it is the same. It is the same thing.
Because in the next chapter, God tells these people to make such things, to do that thing.
But to remember.
But what is left out is bowing down to it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, giving credit to it. Yeah.
So the credit is given to Yahweh for sustaining their life, and then the idol is used in their culture to perpetuate the memory of the loved one in the netherworld, to keep them living. So you'll find like hints of this in the book of Revelation, where it talks about, or in the book of Ecclesiastes, where it talks about not knowing, the dead know nothing, that sort of a thing.
Right. But
so the idea was that you use the idol as like sort of a memory
well, yeah.
instrument.
Now
Not
I
as
think
not
there
as a
might be a confusion of terms because it
right.
wasn't intended to be an idol. I don't think.
Well, right, not in the sense of bowing down to it. That's why the Decalogue is really clear. It says, "Do not make a graven image and then bow down to it."
Yeah.
The problem was worshiping it. It wasn't having an idol or being involved in idolatry. It was worshiping those idols that was the problem.
Well, it's giving glory to the object instead of the creator of the
Right.
object. So
Sure.
that's what idolatry is in any case, because all the idols and dolls are made of matter, and if you take matter, even matter itself, or atoms or whatever, and say they're doing things that they aren't doing, that's idolatry too.
So I would ask at this point, what is worship?
John 4:24.
It's giving all the glory to God.
Spirit and truth. Studying spirit and truth. There you go. That's worshiping God.
you go with Jesus, definitely. You know us all.
Yeah, that's my authority.
That's how you worship in spirit and in truth.
Well, that's how you worship God. Like what? Oh no, we're maybe getting to the pool again. What is worship?
There is the contrast between the book of Enoch and the book of Daniel. One says serve and the other one says worship. I don't know for what that's worth.
Is it possible to worship if you're not worshiping God?
Sure.
Not really.
Love,
not in spirit
I
and
love
truth.
God. But
Okay,
I think
so according to jungle jargon, worshiping an idol is not even possible. So that rule doesn't matter.
No. It's not possible to worship an idol in spirit and in truth. But you can give the glory falsely to an idol when the idol didn't do anything. You can give the credit. You can give.
That's
the
how
credit.
I should phrase this. How do you give credit or glory to an idol?
Well, you say it did something. You say it saved you. You say it's the reason why you've been blessed and the reason why you have such good luck or whatever. That's idolatry.
So, would you say communion then is idolatry?
No, because you're worshiping God in spirit and in truth.
You're saying the wine and the bread is the blood flesh of Christ.
That's
right?
Catholic.
But it's the literal.
That's Catholic
wine
teaching.
And bread that cleanses you.
That's transubstantiation. That's a false doctrine.
That's Catholic
No,
teaching.
but Protestants do it too. They just don't think it literally is.
No,
but I'm referring to the Protestants.
No, he said, when you do this in remembrance of me.
Yeah, but even the Protestants believe the taking of communion cleanses you.
In other words, that when you observe Passover, the Passover is speaking of Jesus. So when he says, so this is my body, this is my blood, he's saying that the Passover is speaking of him.
Yeah, but unless you're a Catholic, you're not saying the wine and bread is Christ.
Right.
No, we don't.
So when you're a Protestant taking communion,
we don't say the wine and bread is the actual body of Christ. We say it's significant of the Passover, which is speaking of Jesus.
It's a simile, right? Is that right? One way?
Is it a simile?
It sounds like that.
It's describing who Jesus is. He's the Passover lamb.
I don't know. There is that Luke 22 passage that
sacrificed on a full moon, mind you, on a full moon like it is today.
Are you saying about Luke 22? I was interested in it. Oh no, it's all good.
Yeah, I think that's their strongest proof text for the Eucharist. Because it said it just point blank says, like if you read it prima facie or at face value, it says, "This is my body." And then it doesn't go on to clarify in what sense it's his body. Whereas in John 6 later on he goes on to say, the words that I spoke to you are spirit, that kind of thing.
And my blood is I think he mentions his blood's a drink or something, and you have to get through all that.
Yeah, which was the Passover Seder.
Mm-hmm.
which was speaking of the body and blood of Jesus, the matzah and the wine, which was the body and blood of Jesus, was speaking of him being sacrificed on the full moon.
Let me just make it really clear. Iger Television wants us to all to know. Everybody knew the earth or the world was flat back then. It was your first observation and assumption since you were born. And then followed by fire is hot and ice is cold. Not sure how that relates, but just wanted to inform everybody.
I'm pretty sure as a toddler learning to walk, if you could say you even had the thought, your first thought would be, wow, this ground's actually kind of uneven. This is a pain in the ass.
That's a funny point. That almost sounds like Kent Hovinesque. Cerberus, when people say that the earth is flat, he brings up mountains.
And for a child, the earth wouldn't be flat. It would be bumpy.
Yeah.
It'd be one hell of a ride.
All kinds of obstacles in the way, up and down, up and down.
So I actually at this, I want to put forward what I call the 4-year-old argument.
Okay.
So, when you were talking about what worship is and how Jesus is the Lamb, I'm going to ask you, but in what context do you know that?
He actually said, "This is my." When he was partaking of the Passover Seder, he said, when he was taking eating the bread and the wine of the Passover Seder, he was saying, "This is my body, this is my blood. Do this whenever you do this, do it in remembrance of me." So whenever you keep the Passover Seder, you do it in remembrance of Jesus, which is the same thing as the evangelical communion.
Okay, now in which context do you know that?
Because that's the context he was saying it. As he was drinking and eating the Passover Seder, he said, "This is my body, which is broken for you," which they break the bread in the Passover Seder. "This is my blood, which is shed for you," which they.
I would say Abraham, Isaac, when God's with, I think it was either Isaac or this other, I forgot the other guy's name now. And then God was going to kill him, but then Abraham slew a lamb. So I think that would be in the context, which would be almost all scholars recognize that as messianic.
Yeah, that's
okay. Well, in what context do you know that?
That's part of the context. Yeah.
You're doing infinite regress. Oh no,
that's part of the context.
It's not the 4-year-old argument, as in the argument's been around for 4 years. it's how 4-year-olds argue.
Yes,
but here's the key thing, because it's actually genius. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how sure someone is of their position. But if you ask it enough, no matter what their position is, they come down to I don't know.
But you have to consider everything as a whole. And also it always goes back to Adam and Eve and the seed of the woman anyway.
In what context do you know that?
In the context that we exist.
Okay, JJ, that was just me poking fun at you. I'm not. No,
but I'm saying where it goes. I'm saying where it goes. And it's the context that we have a maker.
See if we're gonna. I only got another 30 minutes. He wants to see if we're gonna get an infinite regress, and I got 30 minutes. Let's go for it.
That's a maker.
Okay, well, I would put forth that even if something is circular, it's infinitely regressing. It's just repeating a pattern. Right. So Jungle Jargon. In what context do you know that?
Was it like a fractal?
Kind of.
Well, because we have a maker, and everything ends with a maker. Eternal.
Okay. In what context do you know that?
Eternal maker. Because everything requires power, a greater power, and all power comes from God.
And in what context do you know that?
Eternal power. That's eternal.
Okay, in what context do you know that?
This
sounds like Daddy Thomas stuff, man.
That's forever.
Well, that's the key of it is I can always ask why. It doesn't matter what he says.
I can repeat that all energy, all power comes from a greater power forever too.
Yeah, but there you go.
It's
a circular infinity.
If I was asked that question, I would say, in what sense of context? We have historical, I would go through that, but maybe a lot of people miss that.
But
Not
the thing
circular,
is,
it's
like,
just-
I technically don't even have to listen to what you're saying to make the argument. I could just turn the sound down and wait for me to stop seeing you talk, and then ask, "Oh, what context do you know that?"
Right.
It's a greater power. Where does the power come from? A greater power. Where does that
And
come from? A
A
greater power.
Yeah, infinite
A
What
reach.
greater
context do you know?
It's infinite potential.
Yeah, it goes on infinitely.
Yeah, which is the definition of God,
Well, an actual infinite,
an actual infinite.
but actual infinites can actually exist, right?
Well, according to cosmological,
Yes.
but no, an actual infinite does exist. His name is God.
Okay. That I'll grant you that one.
According to deGrasse Tyson, there's several infinities.
Mathematically, but they
Yeah.
don't agree with the mathematical equations. It comes to multiple infinities, and they don't agree with it.
Okay, so if God exists and he has infinite depth, right, to his description. You say God exists, and I go, okay, well, describe to me what God is, so I can go find him. You couldn't do that.
Yeah, well, he's the maker of everything. You can't really. We're not in a position to see or meet or greet the maker of everything.
Well, yeah, but so you're unable to describe him to me.
For multiple reasons, we would be incinerated if we did. We would, because we're sinners, and we are not great enough to see him or greet him, unless he comes down to our level.
Okay, so you can't describe him to me. Is what
I can describe him. I can describe him.
No, you can describe sort of a low resolution facsimile of him. Right?
Well,
in order to describe an infinity, you would need an infinite amount of time to do so.
But it's everything you can know about it. It's of everything you can know.
Yeah,
the Bible does
if I'm unable to know it, then you can't describe it to me, can you?
Yeah, because of Jesus, we know everything through Jesus. Because of Jesus, we can know everything.
But if you can't actually know a full description of him, how do you know that you're actually worshiping him?
Well, that's everything is encompassed by the seed of the woman who was born in Bethlehem of Judah.
Oh, you're confusing two things. Maybe you are actually worshiping him, but how do you know that you're actually doing it?
Because there's only one infinite, all-powerful God.
Yeah, well, maybe you're worshiping an imaginary one that's not real.
No, but it's not imaginary. It's what the evidence shows.
I'm not saying the actual God is imaginary. What I'm saying is you wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
But it's what the evidence.
How do you know that? Right.
It's what the evidence shows. I believe in what the evidence shows of an all-powerful God.
So your interpretation of that evidence might lead you to something that doesn't actually exist.
No, but it does exist. I do have a maker, and he's all-powerful and all-knowing.
Oh, that might be true, but there's no way for you to actually know that because you don't have the full description of what that is.
It's what the evidence shows. I just follow the evidence.
Yeah.
It's kind of.
I think we're just swimming around in a circle again. But
this kind of reminds me of the conversation we had on Brace's channel the other day. We were talking about fallibilism and infallibilism, right? I'm not even why would I have to have a full description? It's almost a given that I wouldn't be able to do that. In the same way, why would knowledge require me to be exhaustive for me to know something? And so, why would I need to know how I know something in order to actually know something? It doesn't seem to follow at all.
I would agree with you, but then the presuppositionalist position wouldn't be valid.
But it's kind of like knowing.
No, it's valid.
It's kind of like knowing all the particles of matter. All you got the quarks and up-down quarks and the down quarks and all these quarks, and some of them are not even actual things in our daily life. They're like instantaneous results. But you're going to smaller and smaller particles, which is basically just smaller and smaller amounts of energy anyway. So it's not like that much more you can know about it.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
So there's, you can say that you want to know more, but there's really not that much more to know anyway.
Well, it would be sort of like me demanding somebody who's an atheist to disprove every single worldview in existence to be entitled to the descriptor atheist, right? Like you can't call yourself an atheist. Why? Because you haven't disproved every religion on the planet.
Especially the Christian.
or any religion on other planets, if that's possible.
Or the other planets, right? So it doesn't seem that that's a fair criterion. The reason why I say it's that it still is fine for presuppositionalists to use is because we're not the skeptics, right? It's the skeptic that we're battling.
You would be a skeptic.
Once you can see that you don't need to know how you know in order to know something, then you've left Pyrrhonic standard skepticism. You've left it. You're no longer a skeptic.
But you would be a skeptic of other ways of coming to know.
So you're saying localized skepticism? Yeah, I think I would agree with you there. So it would be a more mitigated skepticism. Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with that. I don't think a presuppositionalist is committed to infallibilism either. Our point is that when you ask that question, how do you know? And you do that in a regressive fashion, that's what you would have to do if you place such a high standard or premium on knowledge such that you'd have to exhaust all thought systems in existence, right? You would practically have to be God to do that sort of thing. But our point is that people don't do that. They don't live that way. So it doesn't seem that at least infallibilism has to be the case for presuppositionalism to work at all. Rather, it's like, how do you even get any degree of certainty on that sort of view? Does that make sense, Cerberus?
Oh yeah. I mean that this isn't even really my argument. Well, I wouldn't even say it's an argument that I put forth against presuppositionalism, because I just say that I have two hypotheses that I'm trying to figure out which one is right. One says, God's the foundation, and then subsequently created the universe and all that fine jazz. And the other one is there's a natural universe that wasn't created, right? And everything that is, it naturally stems from it. And that naturalistic universe includes all things that could convince someone that there is a God, even though there isn't. The only thing that other universe doesn't have is a God. Now, if that's the case, there's no way for me to tell the difference. They both give me the ability to have knowledge.
Well, no, you have. That's the problem. Is it presupposes that it's truly possible that there's another universe where that's not the case to even get off the ground.
It presupposes the possibility of both.
But the universe is winding down, and it can't wind itself.
The presuppositionalist apologetic, right, presupposes that God exists. It's the same critique.
The universe.
It does, but it doesn't do so that directly. For example, I could make an argument right now, right? If God does not exist, then the laws of logic don't exist. The laws of logic exist, therefore God exists. I'm not saying in premise one that logic is God. So it's not a petitio principii. It's not question begging in that sense. If the argument is true, then logic would be a part of God's nature, sure. But that's not question begging in the same way as saying I just start with it arbitrarily and then work out from there.
Oh, yeah, but the other side makes the exact same argument, except for they don't say God, they say universe. Right. They say in order for logic to exist, there has to be a universe. Logic does exist, so therefore there is a universe.
But the universe can't make itself, though.
Yeah, but they're not postulating in the hypothesis. They're not postulating the universe making itself. They're postulating an eternal universe.
But it's winding down, though.
No, the energy in it is spreading out, but there's nothing. There's not even the physicists that talk about winding down.
So how did
wait, real quick. Nowhere in that is any of them saying the universe ends.
But how did it get bunched up, though? How did it get bunched up when it can't bunch itself up?
It's talking about
it can't bunch itself up. It's just eternal.
It's talking about the amount of
it's bunched up.
It's not talking about energy
up and winding down. It's winding down. It can't wind itself up. How did it get wound up?
You moved. People who use that argument miss it all. It's talking about the amount of usable energy or work payout. it's not talking about energy ontologically, like something, like a glass of energy or something. That's not the way that it's used.
But it can't order itself, though, and it is ordered going to disorder. How did it get ordered?
Okay, but being in order going to disorder doesn't mean it's not eternal.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
it could be steadily changing to purple over millennia, but that doesn't have anything to do with it.
Yes, it does, because it's in an ordered state going to disorder, and it can't order itself. The universe cannot order itself, and it is ordered and going to disorder.
Yeah, they could do that eternally.
No, it can't do it.
Stupid tardation.
I mean,
it can't do it. The universe, that's idolatry. That's idolatry to say that the universe can order itself.
You could say it's magic.
Yeah, we can argue the unmoved mover and such.
It's unicorns and SpongeBob rainbows.
Okay, then you're telling me there's no way for me to tell the difference between your God and unicorn and rainbows.
No, because we have a definition of God as being all-knowing, all-powerful, and matter is not all-knowing, all-powerful.
But saying the universe isn't the same thing as saying the matter.
Yeah, because the matter is made of universe. I mean, the universe made of matter. And who made the matter? Who ordered the energy? Who ordered the universe?
Why do you think it needs to be made? It's eternal.
No, because it can't order itself.
Well, even the eternal universe doesn't negate the existence of God anyway.
Well, no, it doesn't. All I'm saying is there's two hypotheses.
No, I know. I'm just
But it can't order itself.
Making that sticky point.
If you say the universe ordered itself, that's idolatry. That's magic.
Okay, cool.
And we don't believe in magic. We believe in a maker.
Oh, that's fine, but all your objections doesn't change my inability to tell the difference between the two.
No, because a natural cause can't be the cause of itself.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm not saying it is.
So Cerberus is just making you come a better argumenter. That's all he's doing.
That's all he's saying. Right.
But those are the arguments that people have, though. And they're illogical arguments.
How are they illogical?
They're illogical because energy cannot order itself. It can't make itself. It can't order itself.
Great, something made it. How do you get to your particular God? That's Cerberus's objection.
Because my particular God is all power, is what the evidence shows.
Well,
the definition of God is all knowing, all powerful, and eternal. That's my definition of God.
Okay.
And that's what the evidence shows.
Okay, lots of other people have that definition, and they have a different God.
They got a different name, but it's the same thing. They're describing the same thing.
So you're pretty much saying the same. We just call it that, right? The T jump.
You're telling me the other hypothesis where it's
just call it that.
No, we're not just calling it. It's what the evidence is showing, though.
No, but jungle jargon. When you say that, when I say the hypothesis with the universe that's eternal is idolatry, is God, you're committing idolatry.
No, because it's what the evidence is showing. I'm not giving the credit to matter. You're giving the credit to matter. I'm not giving the credit to matter.
No, I'm not giving any credit to matter.
Yes, you are. You're saying the universe is eternal.
No, because Cerberus can even be an idealist. Might not even believe in matter.
You're saying the universe is responsible for its own existence. That's giving the credit to matter.
No, it's not responsible for its own existence. It's just eternal.
Or you can take the Sean Carroll perspective.
Then it's responsible for its own creation.
So wait, okay, because God's eternal, is he responsible for his own creation?
God isn't created.
Okay, this universe.
No, but the matter isn't God. The matter is not God.
Neither is the universe, right? That you could have a universe without any matter.
But the universe is a fabrication of God. Universe did not.
A hypothesis where there isn't a God.
Universe did not create itself.
Okay.
It's a fabrication.
Okay, I'm just gonna, because we're just gonna swim in the pool. You're not understanding.
Keep swimming.
Of a maker. No, but that's what the evidence shows. The evidence shows that matter cannot make or order itself. It has to be made, and it has to be ordered, and it has to be concatenated in living organisms, which proves my God.
You could say whatever you want, jungle jargon. It's just you don't understand what I'm saying. Right.
You don't understand what I'm saying.
Oh, cool. Maybe I don't.
I think there it is. That's what all said and all tonight, right there. That's what everything needs to be said right there.
I think we should
You
just
don't,
leave
you
on
don't
that.
understand
Right
what
there.
the evidence is showing.
Okay. But let's actually leave on the note. Jungle Jargon, you don't understand anything. Now tell me the same thing back.
No, you're just looking at temporal things and you're not looking at the whole picture.
That's close enough. Let's end it.
All right. Thank you guys for joining the conversation. I think I got like 8 minutes left, so I'm just going to close it down right now. I hope you guys enjoyed.
And one way, thanks.
Thank you all for joining. Cerberus, Jay. Yeah, we still love Jay. Jay, rewind back to where Praise talks smack about you. No, all right. Love you guys. Have a good night.
Oh no, he left. Damn it! I was going to tell him that as long as he has time, I don't think they actually cut your stream. Right. So if you have 8 minutes left, you can start a new stream and have it go 10 hours.
Oh wow!
Oh my gosh!
And but then you can't make a new one after that.
10 hours.
Well, that's good.
What I was saying to them is I don't think they cut your stream off in the middle of streaming. So if you just have even like 1 minute left and start the stream, you can have that stream go as long as you want. It's just you won't be able to make another one after that until the time refreshes.
Yeah, we could still tell them that maybe.
Whoa!